I'm going to tab over to this screen, and we're just going to take a minute and squee over this overlay because it is so good. We've got our map in the middle of the screen here, interactive with what we're doing. We've got our blurbs in the top middle so you guys can get extra information about the show. We've got our character panels carved into the runestone so you guys can see the stats of our various player characters. You can see who's talking in the lower right, and on the far left, you can see all of the dice rolls. So it is an awesome overlay. Thank you so much to Perish Broadnax, Birchmila, and to Sibs143 for their help on this overlay. It looks amazing, and I hope you guys like it. Do let us know in the comments, flag down a mod, keeper, if you need anything, if something's not legible or something isn't spaced correctly or whatever. Do let us know, and we'll try to rectify it. But for now, we're gonna get right into the story. And the first thing that I need to do is explain where we are. Where we are, what we're doing, all of that good stuff. So that is precisely what we're going to do. Start over. Go to the beginning. Whoops. There we go. So, we are not starting anywhere typical for either module that we're playing. We're going to be beginning with an overhead shot of a collection of tents and stone buildings and wood buildings being erected in a place where two rivers meet and join together. We're out in the wilds, not in the Icewind Dale, but we're out in the wilds of the north of the Sword Coast. Excuse me. That is very quiet. Sorry. And we see hardy dwarves, industrious though they may be, either marching in formation or putting up these buildings. We see banners being erected in various languages. We see a big runestone being carved in one side. We see engines of war being placed in prominent locations around this boomtown, if you will, that's being created. It's dark overhead, we have a brilliant aurora, and we see these dwarves going about their business. We see a cut to a black screen, and then it is slowly revealed as a female dwarf. She has a shorter beard, ornamented to frame her figure instead of obscuring it. She's got 3 buns on either side of her head, and she's clearing snow off of the camera lens. And we see the camera pan back, and we see that she's actually cleaning an oven or perhaps a kiln that's made to look like a dwarven head, with the fire pit being the open mouth. She appears to be in a building that is currently being voided of snow. Its windows are thrown open. It does not have doors. They've either been removed or destroyed, but we see several dwarves behind her sweeping dust and snow outside. The camera pans out the door, following some of this snow, and I really wish this music was louder, because it's just not working for me. Hang on. Let's try this. Just a little bit louder. There we go. That'll do. And as the sorry, lost my train of thought. As the swirling snow is cast from the building, we see it fly over a festival ground. You can see streamers being put up, and we see several ropes on this large central pole as dwarves are pulling on it, trying to erect this central pole for a large tent of some description. We hear, the echoing heave as they're pulling and trying to get it up into place. We see several official-looking dwarves, 5 of them total, walking from station to station as we see this town being created before our eyes. In the distance, a horn sounds, and we see coming out of the darkness shapes in the sky, large shapes, and as they get closer into the light of the boomtown, we see that they are eagles and griffins and other gigantic mountain birds, laden with supplies in their talons or on their backs, many of them with saddles, and being piloted by dwarves of a distinctly different variety. The dwarves on the ground are what you would expect from a typical swords and sorcery dwarven lot. They're clad in heavy armor or heavy working clothes to protect them from the cold. They have silver and gold ornamentation in their beards. But these guys on the flying creatures are dressed more sparsely. They have fur clothing on, but their arms and much of their chests are bare. Their heads are more cut into like a mohawk instead of like either wearing a helmet or like the full head of hair that you see on the shield dwarves. They're also covered in tattoos. If you've ever seen a dwarven berserker or giant slayer, these dwarves look more like that. And they land on a space that's been cleared in the snow for them. And as the camera stays overhead, we see many of the shield dwarves come over and help them start like unloading. There's some embracing, some cheers, some back patting, general chatter. The camera frosts over again, and we see the inside of a tent. It's set up like a military barracks. There are several rows of bunk beds on either side of a central lane. There seems to be somewhere between 10 or 15 dwarves in here in various states of dress as well as various states of occupation. Some are changing clothes, some are polishing armor or sharpening weapons, some are playing cards, some are unpacking suitcases, etc. And the flap of the tent opens, and that procession of official-looking dwarves comes in. And many of them are silent for this scene, but there are those among them. And as the camera pans from left to right over these official-looking dwarves, we see almost like Yakuza-style freeze frames with descriptions underneath. The first individual that we see is a female dwarf, again, shorter beard, covering her mouth, but pulled into like the beard equivalent of pigtails at the base. She has very short hair that's almost braided just against her skull. And it goes down her back. It's inlaid with various gemstones and semi-precious stones like malachite and lapis, things of that nature. She's dressed in like a military uniform, but she's not wearing armor per se. And at the bottom of the screen, it says that her name is Knockgrianlin Torminrod. I still have a little bit of trouble with the Dwarvish. I do apologize. But she is the Sergeant-in-Arms for Gauntlgrim, is the title that she's given. And beside her is the only word that I can use to describe this dwarf is like judicial. He's wearing a round cap, almost a fez on the top of his head, long gray beard in like 5 pleats with like platinum ornamentation on it. He's wearing like a black and blue robe with like gold, like dwarven style ornamentation on it, and he's carrying a metal staff. And we get his freeze frame, and it says Barinir Formagranen, Vizier to the High Thane of Gauntlgrim. And as the other 3 dwarves are coming in, Knockgrianlin, the sergeant, steps forward into the room, and you see her chest swell as she takes a big breath. And Firda, I'm going to need you to speak for all of the champions, if you would.
Okay.
She says, are ye?
Adwaron!
Cowards ye?
No, sir!
Who's your Thane?
Rosamund!
What's he say?
Stand ready!
What's he say?
Always ready!
For whose defense?
Autogrim!
Form up, champions! And all the champions, while they're reciting, run forward and line up. And Nokrianlin, Sergeant Orbraids, is like walking the line. None of them are ready for inspection. They're changing or they're, putting their stuff away. They very obviously just arrived. But she's walking the line. And the judicial-looking individual, Baranir Formagranen, is standing at the other end of the room. He's walked forward and he's waiting. And the sergeant, stops in the middle of the room and claps her hands behind her back, looking down the line of champions. And she says, "Sound off when your name is called." Durgadzatir. Hirsa. Dunagagri. Aye, sir. Fantapir. Aye, sir. Furimnimir. Present. And it kind of fades out a bit as the camera pans down the line to near the inn, because one champion has a terminal case of main character syndrome. Thirga, would you like to describe your character?
Yeah, she's a dwarf lady, probably in the garb of all the champions, which is red and black and badass all over. She's got bright red hair, kind of pale green eyes. She's got a big ass battle hammer on her with a great shield also strapped to her back.
So you're currently armed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what sets you apart? What's your main character syndrome? Why is the camera focused on Thirga? What's she doing different?
I think she's main character syndrome, so I think...
Is she fidgeting? Is she, out of breath for some reason? I think she's not... Go ahead.
I think she's not entirely sure where to put her stuff.
Okay.
Okay, you have that bunk, you have that bunk. Where do I put my chest?
So she's not standing at attention. She's, fretting a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. So we get audio back in. We hear... "Oh, what happened?" Or how do you say it? I can't say it. Is it not Owadabin?
Yeah, Wodabin.
Owadabin.
Or,
Owadabin? Does Virga not respond?
I sir.
Orafinaro. Aye, sir. The sergeant turns and nods at the judicial-looking guy, the vizier, and he steps forward and he says, "Champions, allow me to extend the thanks of all of Gottogrim and of the High Thane directly. You are here because you are the best of the best. You are here because you have proved yourselves. But the road ahead is long. By order of High Thane Brunor Gonzamin, champions of Gontogrim, here at the moot, are not required for duty and will not be tasked for the upkeep of kith and kin unless they volunteer. And no harm shall be enacted upon them, no punishment for insubordination if they choose to enjoy themselves. Words straight from our Thane. Now, champions, far be it from me to say that our Thane lacks wisdom, or to question orders from the high seat. By all means, rest yourselves and prepare for the challenges to come. But it strikes me, Sergeant, there is only 3 events. Aye, Kandatagar. There's more than 3 champions here. Aye, sir. So, that leads me to wonder, what do we do if the champions choose to rest themselves and then lose the competition? Now, champions, I enjoy my drink, same as anyone else. I've prone to fall into the bottle a few times. And when I do, I tend to get a bit chatty. And if I find myself in the Hall of Records, amongst the greybeards and the rune speakers, and I happen to tell them that a champion of Gondolgrim lost their title and didn't pull their weight, I wonder how that would reflect on their clan. As you like, champions. He bows from his head and shoulders and turns, and the sergeant follows him out. The other official-looking dwarves also depart, and almost immediately, one of the dwarves near you, Virga. Oh, you didn't change the thing. Shit.
I did try reopening it.
Oh, okay. Do. One of the dwarves near you lets her breath out. Yeah, there we go. Like, she just, like, needs to yell, and she stomps over to you. And she says, I'll walk myself down to the Hall of Records and wag my tongue, permanently stained from the nethers of... And behind her, another dwarf comes up. Driga! And it's not like he has room to talk. The only reason he's here is because the rest of the Kandatagar couldn't extricate themselves from a noble Thane's but Driga! My point is, he's a drunkard and a lout. But he's right. I mean, we've all got kin here, somewhere. We should pull our weight. Now, I am not going to volunteer to dig any of the trees, but a bit of guard duty, help in the kitchen, Darkram Morodir, maybe even act as color guard for the secret diplomatic bigwig meetings that are sure to take place. I mean, the opportunity alone. Driga! What? It's not like I'm going to be champion, and neither are you. Nor is Firga. Now that's just uncalled for. Alright, fine. Maybe Firga. At any rate, it's not a bad thought to do a bit of work around the camp. But they need some help at the gate. Last one there is a sour sausage, eh? And she pops out. I'm assuming, Firga, you turn to go with her.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Oreg stops you, like, puts his hand on your arm. He says, hang on, Firga. Let her have her fun. I need to talk to you for a moment.
Hey, what's up?
You know, I listen. I hear things, yeah? And, well...
Hey?
A couple of the champions, they've come to me about, well, you. walk with me. And he turns to, like, come out of the camp. Oreg is,
She'll give her Box one last kick under the bunk and then follow him.
Yeah. Oreg is dressed similarly to you, like you're both in, like, the armor of Gauntlgrim. Ready for work. Driga, much the same. But Driga's well ahead of you at this point. And Oreg says, first of all, congratulations on making it this far, Firga. Driga's right. You might make champion. But, well, let's say you don't, right? You've got to go back and explain everything. I mean, you tried your hardest, but, well, you've seen the lineup, all in the kennel there. There's a lot. And I mean, Ron Corey is here. You can't like your chances, Firga.
I'll be honest, I don't really like my chances either, but I put my foot in it, so now I have to step in it.
Well, what if you didn't?
What do you mean?
I've been asked by, some of the other champions to, well, you could take a fool. Now, hold on, Firga. Hear me out. You take a fool, and there's no small percentage of the champions that would vouch for you. Make certain you don't go down a caste. And with distinguished military service, and proper, well, dues have to be paid, of course, but, well, you'd be removing yourself as an obstacle from them, so they'd speak for you, and sure, you'd have to start at the bottom, but you might be able to move up that way. And it's almost guaranteed, before you're too old to serve, as opposed to this, which is, well, it feels like you're only measuring twice, Firga. And what's more, the other champions, they're playing for a seat at the Thane's court. You're playing for a baseline. I mean, say you win, girl. Do you honestly think when you show up to work, they're going to just forget? But it's a good offer.
It's a good offer, aye. And I don't think they would forget right away, but I'd prove myself over time. I came here to prove myself in the first place.
You're not gonna beat Cindercloak, girl. I'll pull for you, Firga. I'll kneecap the bastard if I get the chance, but... Champion Firga. It sounds wonderful, but do you honestly think? I mean, really?
I'll be honest, I don't honestly think, but I have to try to turn the river back. Or I'll get swept up in the current.
Driga and I are with you, you know that. But... just think about the offer, Firga. I wouldn't make it if you weren't a threat, aye, but It's a good offer.
I'll think about it in the very least.
Ulrich nods, like, I appreciate that. Come on, let's go find the sour sausage. And yeah, we fade out on that. The camera pans up as Svirga and Oreg are making their way through this encampment. And the constellations overhead, the aurora changes slightly. And we see a completely different scenario. We see... I should have organized these and I didn't, and that's on me. We see a whole bunch of figures marching through the snow on foot with some kind of animal beside them. We're too far away to tell right away what it is. But we also see, like, this shed, if you will, on skis. That... Where is my thingus? Did it not
Did you
say?
leave it next to your other thingus?
Probably. Oh, most of my tracks got deleted, that's why. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thanks for that.
Well, of course the tracks are gonna get deleted. It's constantly snowing here.
Yeah, right? Thank you. I had some music for Kelio, and I think it got deleted. Oh, no, there it is. Cool. We see this, like, shed on skis being pulled across the snow by, like, these 4 big musk oxes. It's not lit. It's hard to tell what it is, but there is, like, a driver on it. We pan down, and we see a Goliath, a male Goliath, trudging through the snow beside this shed and the driver. And we get the same, like, title card at the bottom. It says "Toward the Empty Clan Roche" on it. And he says, like, when we get audio, he's saying, like, "Come on, Amma. I'll let myself in. I won't make a mess. Let me just get an apple or something to tide me over. We haven't even seen the first marker yet." And he's speaking to the driver of the ski sled thing, shed sled thing. And it's a female Goliath. Now, Nightfall, did you update her name yet? Nightfall the Kitsune. Nightfall, you might be muted, or also not here, which would be unfortunate.
Nightfall, push to taco.
Sigh.
I think this motherfucker here.
I don't think he is either, which is a shame because he knew he was going second.
Did somebody say taco?
Yes.
Dang it, fuckball.
Well, heck. It's a schled. Yes, thank you, Berkmilla. Do I have... I do not. I do not have Kelio's mom. Shit. Okay.
I'd say make one up, but somehow that's worse.
Yeah, it is. I need Nightfall to be here for this anyway, because I was about to introduce Kelio! Ah! Oh well.
I'm betting something must have happened with his grandma again.
Probably, but I wish he would have said something, so I would have, held...
I mean, if it's like an emergency or something, he probably just ran.
Fair. I'm gonna give him a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna switch over to Runyak instead.
Probably kidding, num-nums.
Probably. Oh well, it happens.
I'm back with food.
There you are. It's your turn, dude. We've been waiting on you.
Oh. Sorry.
Hi.
Yeah, I just got called in to get food.
Cool. What's Kelio's mother's name?
her mother's name, I have it right here, is...
Yes?
I had it. Heckin'.
Where did it go?
It's not here. I had it. Where is it?
Did it get lost inside your food?
Yeah, like
Did
what?
you eat it?
It might not have got saved when I did my notes. I heard you saying you were gonna go out and do your room net. Do that, and I'll find the name.
I
Sorry.
mean, I've already got the scene set. I'd rather just go on. Give me a name. Just give me a name, dude.
Okay. No, that's the wrong thing.
How about Thola?
Thola?
Thola.
Yeah, Thola.
Okay, Thola. So it says like Thola Wolfmother under the female guard. It says Thola Wolfmother Clan Roche.
Mm-hmm.
And she sighs and she shakes her head. She says, "You will eat with everyone else, Tor. Wait your turn." And she turns to the camera and she says, "Jara, ride ahead and see if you can see the first marker." And we pan the camera over, and what do we see?
You see, is it snowing at the moment?
It is snowing at the moment.
The camera pans over to a set of 3 wolves.
Okay. Dire wolves. Big wolves.
Yeah, big dire wolves.
Horse-sized wolves.
At first, you don't see anyone aside from the wolves, and then someone looks up from the back of the white one.
Okay, so you're riding Ghost Ball.
Ghost Step.
Ghost Step. That was going to be my next question, is which one are you riding?
Riding Ghost Step at the moment, because the large one is carrying the tent.
Right. So we see some of Ghost Step's fur like shift, and then a halfling sits up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think she nods to her mother, and is there like yes ma'am, no ma'am, stuff like that, or whatever?
Probably just Amma. You probably still refer to her as Amma.
Amma?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because she's your mom.
Yes, Amma.
Okay.
And I
What
think
does Kilio look like? Like describe Kilio for us.
she's a young halfling, like barely in her 20s.
Okay.
She got dark hair. It's braided in some places, other places it's loose. She's wearing white pelts that hold really close to her body to keep her warm. She has a bow over her back and a quiver of arrows.
And you're riding a wolf.
And riding a wolf.
Okay. So you spur Ghost Step forward. The other two follow into step. You're carving a path through the deep snow. You understand? Like, this is not easy going.
Absolutely not.
But we see like other tracks, and like in the dark near distance, we see other Goliaths like forcing themselves along. And over the wind, we hear the Primarch of Clan Roche. We hear his voice raised in song to keep the clan together. Ingolf Donai. He says, "Yo ho, where are we going?" And around you, you hear Clan Roche chime in, "Where the prey goes, and we're raring to go." And then Ingolf comes back. He says, "Yo ho, where have we been?" And Clan Roche comes in again with, "Over the horizon and home again." And as you approach, you see that Ingolf is not alone. He has two giant dire wolves one on each side of him as he's trudging through the snow, and just behind him are two more Goliaths with a wolf each. Inatha and Ragulf are both in the running to be Primarch of Clan
Be the
Roche.
next Primarch. Yes.
Yes, because Ingolf is he's getting old. He's getting old. He doesn't look it, but he's getting up there, and he needs to start training a new Primarch. Inatha has the vote of many of your kin, but Ragulf has bloodline. Ragulf is his nephew.
And also support of
some of your kin, yes. And as you ride up, Inatha, she nods at you. She's one of the Goliaths that have hair. She's got dark hair that she's braided, but the braids don't really extend past her ears. She's got like wispy hair. Both Ingolf and Ragulf are bald, but they have different markings. They all have the like clan markings on their body. And Ingolf's wolves have been, their fur has been painted with the clan Roche markings as well.
Yeah.
And as you ride up, you see all three of them like turn and mark you, like, oh, okay, it's you. Inatha nods. Ragulf nods, but immediately looks the other way because that's his side. He's watching for danger. And Ingolf, he doesn't slow, but he just like takes a half step towards you, so that he's inviting you to come and speak. And
Usher goes step to come forward.
Yeah, and you come forward. And Inatha speaks first. Inatha says, Kilio, everything all right?
Yes, I was just going ahead and to see how much further we had to go.
We haven't passed the marker yet.
I see.
And it's that dismissive, like Ingolf is already like turning, like that's the information you get. But Inatha like clears her throat a little bit, and she says, why don't you scout ahead, Kilio? See if you can make sure we're on the right track. There's no sun here, and I'm concerned. Do this for me as a favor.
Aye. Aye. And I think she ushers go step to like, I think she switches wolves.
Okay.
I think she switches to silver pelt.
Okay.
And I think the way she does
you
it,
can,
like the
you
wolves
can leave your tent in the shed, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Just for the record.
Yeah. I think she's switched to silver pelt. The way she does it, I think, like, she ushers them to the other wolf to come closer, and she just moves from back to back.
Okay. Yeah. Make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
There's no real risk here, except you might fall in the snow.
I mean, yeah.
But it's just you've been riding snowpelt for a while. Okay, I think that's fine. You're used to going this maneuver.
I'd have to roll really low to really mess that up.
Pretty much. So you switch over to silver pelt, and Ghost Step kind of goes into the back of the V formation. And then you ride forward.
Yes.
Okay. So you're carving deep ruts in the snow as you go. Ingolf starts the chant again. But it's quickly swallowed by the wind. Can you make a survival check for me, please? You know generally where you need to go, but we need to make sure that you're going the right way, because their conditions are not great. That is a valorous critical.
Holy shit!
So what makes it the valorous critical? How does Kilio so sure that she's going the right way?
I think the wind shifts and she's able to hear the chanting from the other
From
clan.
behind you?
You
You haven't met the others yet.
No, I haven't met the others. it's from behind me.
So you
Okay,
know. So you don't. That's fine. That's valid. The
Yeah, I
wind
know
shifts.
exactly where I am.
Okay, cool. So you carve forward, and we see like time change, right? Like Helio goes forward for a bit, not very long. Like the stars overhead still look the same. It's still, like the same windy. The topography is about the same, but in the distance, you start to hear like the seven dwarves, like an echoing like male choir, right?
Mm-hmm.
You hear like stronger together. Grawl is here to lend an ear and make your troubles disappear. Stronger together. What do you do?
I think I keep going towards the sound of the chants.
Okay. It gets louder and louder, and eventually you see like marks in the snow, tracks the same as Clan Roche of Goliaths, just like forcing their way through this blizzard because they don't give a fuck. And yeah, the chanting is loud and echoing in the open air around you. And you see a figure in the snow ahead of you at about the same time as the figure turns around and sees you. And immediately what happens is, while the chanting is still going on, the figure like raises his voice as loud as he can, and he shouts like, "Wolves from behind!" And immediately, two more figures come out of the snow. They've got, like, weapons in their hands. One of them has, like, a big axe. And you see more shapes looming out of the snow behind them. They're not attacking you, but they are, like, clapping their hands and shouting and, like, throwing snow in your direction. And, yeah, like, your wolves immediately, like, they know how to deal with Goliaths, but they immediately, like, adopt a submissive posture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I sit up more on silver pelt.
Okay.
Yeah, give myself more visibility. I chose this one so that eats a bit of contrast.
Yeah, there's a nice
between
contrast. Yeah.
my clothes and my wolf.
The best thing you could do is wave.
Yeah, I think she's gonna like wave towards them.
Okay. So one of the the dude with the axe like takes a step forward, and you see him like put a hand in front of his face to like block the snow. And he says, "Is that you, Wolfwalker?"
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I ran forward to see if we were on the right track.
Clan Roche is at your back.
Aye.
So he turns and just smacks the first Goliath in the head, just smacks him upside the head, and he goes, "Bragg needs his eyes checked. It's Clan Roche." And Bragg is like rubbing his head, and the dude with the axe like gestures you forward, like come on up. And you come closer, and he falls into step behind you, and he says, "We've got Clan Garm with us."
The clans are meeting up.
Hmm.
We're not that far behind.
Slow the pace! Roche is coming! And he grins at you, and says, "All well."
Aside from the snow, yes.
What brings you forward, little sister?
Fuck. I don't... Okay. I'm still trying to get into Kilio, sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
I wanted to make sure we're on the right track. My mother sent me to see if we
Alma.
were, and then...
Alma sent me.
Alma sent me ahead to go see, and then Inatha sent me forward.
She's not Primarch yet. Still, we haven't seen the marker yet. Try that way, and it like points ahead.
You think...
We could use the scout if you're up for it.
Aye.
Ride true, with eagle's wings at your back.
Thank you.
And yeah,
And
you pushed through the group of Clan Garm and Clan Grawl. And as you like pass, the Primarch nods at you. And then go ahead.
Another important image here is that they're not close together.
No,
Not at all.
they're each like carving their own track to keep a lookout for danger. Think like wolf pack, not herd of elk.
Yep.
Yep. And yeah, you push past the Primarch, and from behind you, you hear "Stronger together," and then again, Kelia was taken by the wind. Can you make another survival check, please?
I will. Won't get as lucky as the first time.
We'll see. You might, dude.
I might.
Okay. All right. So that's actually more than enough, because you hear the next group long before you see them, because they're clad in metal, and their marching tune is to like beat their shields. So there's this just cacophony of percussion from above you and to your left. There's a hill on your left, and as you mount it, you see Clan Bryn, and maybe another clan. You're not sure. It's dark. You can't see everybody. But Clan Bryn moving through the snow, and it sounds like. Have you ever heard of that band called Stomp?
I have not.
Yeah.
It's basically just an industrial, like, band, so to say. Excuse me.
I get the idea. I get the idea.
Yeah, and they're laying down the beat for their traveling chant. Dig the mines and drain the wells. Bryn is here to raise some hells. Stoke the forge and pound the steel. Bring the highest peaks to heal. Axes gleam and hammers fall. Clan Bryn's the one to forge them all. And it just echoes. Like, you have no trouble finding Clan Bryn.
Yeah, they're loud. Goliaths are loud.
Goliaths are loud, and Bryn especially. What do you do?
I think I do the same thing. I move closer to them in visibility range, but not like charging towards them.
So you're approaching them at an angle. You're approaching them like you're not approaching them from behind like you did with Clan Grawl. You're approaching them from like left middle.
Side. Yeah,
or right middle rather.
Yeah, right middle.
So you actually come in a diagonal, and you just come right up to the Primarch, a big dude. He's wearing like full plate armor. It looks a little bit like the first pass of the Iron Man suit, the thing Tony Stark made in the cave.
Yeah.
And it's got like a furnace vent in the chest that's glowing. And as you walk up, he like opens the faceplate of the helmet. His name is Balgruf the Ironclad. And he waves it, like raises his hand to you in greeting. And he says, "Ho, little sister! You're far from your clan." And he like changes direction to like meet you on the hillside.
Not that far. I just was sent to scout ahead, see that we're on the right path.
Couldn't say. Well, not much has come our way, but we've seen a few others. Valdak is here, not with us, but he gestures behind you. Over that way.
What was the other one with Grawl?
Garm.
Garm.
Grawl and Garm are traveling together.
Grawl and Garm are that way, and Clan Rush is a bit far behind that. And
we've got Tars with us.
Tars? Okay.
Cry and Zoc, I heard their horns earlier, and Ver is supposed to be meeting us. That's a lot of clans.
Yeah, that's a lot of clans. Suppose it wouldn't hurt to arrive at all at one time.
Good luck getting everyone together.
We'll see. Let's see. I'm at a bit of a small loss of.
No,
what to say.
it's fine. You laugh at that, and then I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy. Okay. Wait a second.
Make a
Wait,
dexterity
the fuck-
saving throw.
What the fuck did you do?
Make a dexterity saving. There it is. Okay, so you're not
Did the
thrown
wolf-
off your wolf as the ground under your feet like shakes violently, and you both look up and back like down the hill over Clan Bryn as this massive column of ice is shooting into the sky, and from it comes this gigantic furry like worm creature, and it's like throwing Goliath into the sky, and as you watch, it like opens its mouth and just spews a line of ice over Clan Bryn, and
Fuck.
yeah, and Balgruuf like grabs the warhorn on his belt, and he says, "That's one way to get everyone together, little sister. Let's go!" And he blows his horn, and this massive echo like goes across the snowscape. I'm gonna need you to roll for initiative.
I thought you might, you bastard. Do I need to put my token on the board?
You do not. No, not for this.
Okay.
This is a cinematic fight. Don't worry.
Oh, I love this.
Okay. That's a good roll, Kelio. I'm gonna set the Goliath clans at that, and I'm gonna set the worm at that. So you're gonna be going last, Kelio.
That's fine.
So the worm busts out of the ground, and then you see it like it's got like a ring of tendrils around its midriff. This thing is massive, by the way. It's like 5 stories in the air.
Yeah, okay. Holy shit.
It's got this ring of tendrils around its neck, and it just starts throwing them into Clan Bryn. People are screaming. Some of the warriors are like running forward. Some of the warriors are trying to get the like kids and the elderly away. It's crazy. What is the first thing Kelio does in that moment?
I think I think she has. They already blew the war horns, right?
Yes. Yeah. The first thing Balgruuf did was he blew the war horn.
I think I think Kelio's going to start like sending like the 2 wolves she's not on to go pull anyone away from the danger, and she's gonna shoot.
You're not close enough to shoot. You are hundreds of yards away.
Then booking it towards it.
Okay, so you're gonna start running down. Okay, so yeah, so the camera stays with Kelio as you're like charging down this hill, holding on to Silverpelt with both hands. Your other wolves are like howling in unison with the war horn that keeps going off, because Balgruuf's gonna keep blowing it. Like, we need help.
Yeah, like this is bad.
And
Cool.
yeah, and I think over Kelio's head comes just a mix of eagles and hawks and owls. They come flying over your head, Kelio. They close the distance to this thing, and as we watch from Kelio's perspective, there's a flash of light, and then there's Goliaths using the momentum to fling themselves onto the head of this thing, and they're just slamming grapples into its hide and rappelling down.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. About this point, you start to hear like the howl of wolves in the distance. But yeah, you're still rolling in. What do you want to do?
Am I close enough to shoot?
No.
Okay, so keep moving.
Okay, you're gonna keep running forward. on your wolves. At this point, you see some of the people are trying to get away still. Some of them are like making a shield wall. Like Clan Brain is making a shield wall as best it can, but there's just not enough Goliaths here. Some of the druids, when they hit the ground, like all of them, when they hit the ground, they throw the ropes to the nearest Goliath, and they get like chains of Goliaths on these ropes. But some of them like turn into like big fuck off animals, like either bears or owl bears or something like beefy, and they're just like running interference, either trying to distract the worms' heads or like hurting like people away. The worm like slams its tendrils into the ground, and there's another shake, and then they pop up in the groups of Goliaths, and the Goliaths are like fighting them off. You're getting closer, but it's going to take you a minute to shoot. You see on your left, you see the hounds of Clan Roche. The Goliaths are not here yet, but the wolves are coming.
The wolves are coming. Oh boy. Could I make a long shot with disadvantage?
Sure.
Cool. You try aim for one of the heads of the
The
thing.
heads are massive. The heads are also like bigger than your wolves. Like they're big. But yeah, so you shoot your arrow. Go ahead and roll damage. Okay. I will make a note.
I'm gonna use my feature. Let's see. Wait, it's called Favored Foe. It's different than Favored Enemy. When you hit a creature with an attack roll, you can call on your mystical bond with nature to mark the target as your favorite enemy for 1 minute, or until you lose concentration. First time on each of your turns.
Is this your favorite enemy?
Yeah, Favored Foe.
Cool.
Favored Foe, I can just change.
It has been marked.
Yes.
Okay.
And it deals 1 extra d4 of damage.
So you start to hear like shouts from behind you from the hillside. As you charge down, you hear like rising above the wind and the shouts. People are screaming and yelling and all kinds of other stuff. But you hear a familiar voice. You hear Anatha, and she's shouting from behind you, and it's something that you've heard her like shout before. She's making a present. She
roll that 1d4 that I was supposed to add.
Oh yeah, go ahead. She says, arrows, quarrels, rangers, talons from the sky, to me! And yeah, like a bunch of people start peeling off with bows. So they're making a firing line behind you, depending on what you want to do with that. Off on your right, not as fast as your wolves, but coming up quick, is a bunch of pikemen from various clans with Ragolf in the lead. And like what they're gonna do. He's gonna try to like make a wall when he gets in range, but he's got to run as far as you do.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
I'm gonna do. How far away am I?
Right now, you are probably about 100 feet away from the grand melee.
Okay. I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm 100 feet away, so all I have to do is shoot and keep running.
Okay. Keep riding.
Keep riding, because they move 50 feet.
You have
per
to
round.
stop the wolf to shoot, because you don't have the feat that allows you to mount
So
to
I
combat.
stop
So.
And pew.
Okay.
So
Go ahead and make that roll. Yep. Okay.
it's within. You said I'm within 100 feet, so
Yep.
that's regular shot.
Okay. So yeah. So the worm spews out another icy breath and then like slams its body and then sweeps laterally in a circle and just takes a shitload of Goliaths off their feet. Where are the other clans? Like, they need to get here.
Yeah.
This is not looking good. On the Goliath's turn, a bunch of bears like barrel past you, the opposite direction, running behind you. and they're herding, like, you see, like, young couples and, like, elders and, like men and women carrying, like, babies. They're just running. And from just behind you, like, literally, like, over your shoulder, you hear, "Spears! A wall of teeth! Let nothing get past our iron horns!" And you look over your shoulder, and, yeah, the pikemen are, like, getting, like, on the other side of the bears, like, throwing their spears forward and just, like, planting their feet in the snow.
Yeah. Alright.
You hear the Goliath, like, straining on the ropes that are hooked into this thing. They're shouting, like, "Pull!" And the thing is, like, turning to its side. At about this point, a fireball just explodes on its head. Up, 40 feet above your head. This thing just goes, and a big fireball erupts. Which is 8d6, I think?
8d6, yes. That sounds like the Clan of Scholars.
Yes, that is Clan Valdak, almost certainly. What do you want to do?
Okay.
Purple worm flambe.
You're right.
Phew. So I'm like 55 feet away from this thing?
Ish. No, you didn't move last turn because you're shot.
Okay. 100 feet away. Okay, that's within range of my bow. Okay, so I'm gonna get off my... Wait, if I get off the wolf, I'm gonna sink very far in the snow. How tall is the snow?
It is coming up to your wolf's chest. It's gonna come up to your shoulder.
Okay, stay on the wolf. Keep... switch to... Which one has the least health? Switch to Ghost Step.
Okay. So you hop back on Ghost Step.
Acrobatics check, or?
Yes. Like Legolas in the second Lord of the Rings movie. You just grab her collar and swing over. Nice.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna command the other two that I'm not on to go and pull, like, injured and stuff away from the fight, and I'm gonna keep shooting.
Okay, make another shot. That hits. General damage. Alright. So now there are people all around you.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear Inatha shouting for the Rangers. Behind you, Ragolf is, like, off to your right. There's some Clan Bryn shield bearers in front of you on your left. There's people running in every direction. Some people are shouting battle cries. You know, you hear Enolf. Enolf is somewhere in the chaos. He shouts, you know, "For Jorah!" You know, somebody else is shouting, like, you know, bear and crab and eagle. Somebody's shouting, like, Eric, right? Just all the Goliath heroes. But you hear something that is deeply, deeply disturbing. You hear a very, very small voice shouting, "Ama, Ama."
What kind of check would it be? Just snap to where it would?
Perception.
Okay.
Yeah, so you snap over, and you see, you can't tell the gender because it's Baby Yoda. It's a moving pile of fur blankets, just kind of dazedly walking in a circle around the charging Goliaths, or amid the charging Goliaths, I should say, just crying "Ama, Ama" over and over. And when you see it, you see the worm's head, like, tilt over and, like, start to frost up.
Fuck. Is it my turn, or?
It is your turn.
Okay. If I double dash, would my wolf be able to snatch this bundle of white pelts and keep going? Out of the blast zone?
No. You could get to it, but you couldn't get out again.
Protect that motherfucking baby.
You're right.
Or maybe a distraction.
The thing about it is, it's pointed in that direction because the Goliaths are hauling the ropes over, and there's no way that they could stop that in time.
Yeah.
Like, Keelio, if you want to get in there, you gotta get in there.
Fuck it, let's get in there.
Alright, so you charge in on Snowpelt, and you realize very, very quickly Snowpelt is going to come up short. Like, just short. So you have some options. You can use your movement in conjunction with Snowpelt. You can try to speed Snowpelt up somehow. You can, like, realize that you're not going to make it and change tactic. What do you want to do?
Okay.
What are you doing?
Okay. I'm gonna use all of Ghost Step's movement to get me close enough.
Okay. You're like 10 feet away.
And I'm gonna cast Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
You move like the wind for a duration. Your movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. Once before the spell ends, you can give yourself advantage on one weapon attack roll during your turn. That attack deals an extra 1d8 force damage on hit. Whether you hit or miss, your walking speed increases by 30 feet until the end of that turn.
That is yours, not Ghost Step's.
I know. I leap off of Ghost Step. I
Okay.
can move at that point 55 feet, grab the child, and move out of the way of the
You
black.
cannot move out of the way. There's not enough time.
Okay.
But you can grab the kid and like bundle it up and like turn your back to the worm and try to tank it. Because Ghost Step's gonna grab you like as soon as the attack is done.
Question is, would I survive it?
Like well, right now it's you or the kid. What's the play, Keelio? Come on.
We're doing it.
All right. So you grab the kid. Can you make a Constitution saving throw, please? Okay. So you grab the kid, turn your back to the worm. You hear the like ice blast come out. It's like a Godzilla movie. The camera cuts to Keelio like clutching the baby and like wincing. Nothing happens. You don't feel any pain. You look up, and standing over you, with his back to the worm and his arms outstretched, is your buddy Tor.
Oh my god.
And he's got these huge icicles sticking out of his back. And through gritted teeth, he says, "Sorry, little sister. You're gonna have to share the glory for this one."
Okay. Okay, so that's the worm's turn.
What are you doing?
Fuck.
Ghost Step is beside you.
Tor can move, correct?
Tor can move.
Okay. I'm going to Cure Wounds on Tor.
Okay.
Help him out.
Okay. Cool. 8 healing to Tor. Noted.
Mm-hmm. Ignore that force thing. I forgot to uncheck
That's
something.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah. And I'm going to carry this child away from the battlefield on Ghost Step.
Okay. So Tor helps you like get the child situated on Ghost Step, and then he nods at you and he points and he says, "I saw the druids go that way." And then with the same hand that he's pointing, he reaches up on his shoulder and rips out one of the icicles and like
Oh my god.
winces, and he says, "This battle isn't for you, not yet, little sister." And he slams the icicle into his bare forearm and starts tracing his markings, like carving his markings. Oh, hang on. He's a blood hunter. See. So he does this, and this like red aura begins to wash over him, and literally he holds his hands up, and his like fur sprouts on his arms, and his nails elongate. He grows a muzzle, and he says just like, "This hunt is mine," and he turns and like on all fours goes charging at the worm.
Oh my god!
What do you do?
I think Kilio's booking it towards where the druids were with the baby. Like, turn their back to Tor.
Okay, so you're running out of the battle. We see Inatha like calling a volley of arrows down. Up on the hillside, we see like a berobed like matriarch-looking Goliath with a big like tome open, and she passes her hand over it and fires another big fireball out, streaking across the battlefield. It explodes against the thing's head. And that is a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage. Yes, you are right. Oh my god.
So that's okay.
Book. Okay, that's 40 damage. Fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much. So you're running, Kilio.
Yes.
Do you look back?
I think she takes a look over her shoulder.
Okay, you take a look over your shoulder, and the Goliaths are like straining against the ropes. They've got the worm like bent over the ground, and it's like smoking and roaring, and it's trying to like burrow back down, and they're not letting it, like a fish on a line. They're like holding it up, and you see Balgrove, Primarch of Clan Bryn, coming up. His armor is like glowing from that like furnace in the chest, and he's got like this massive like maul, this like steel and copper maul in both of his hands, and he starts running, and he runs up the back of this thing, and his voice like echoes. Somebody cast thaumaturgy on him, and he goes, "You chose the wrong clan, beast. We are Clan Bryn, and I am its Primarch, Balgrove the Ironclad, 15th Primarch to bear that title. Face the weight of my legend!" And he leaps into the air, and he grows these, like, glowing spectral wings, and his maul starts glowing, because he's a paladin, motherfucker.
Of course he is.
And he just shouts,
Of course he is.
And he just shouts, "Torvald!" and just smashes the maul into the worm, and it just collapses.
This
Oh my
motherfucker
god.
sees a worm that probably has like 10 intelligence, gives it a kick-ass speech, and then fucking astral forms.
Nerd!
Absolutely. I'm into it. It's so fucking alive.
So, Kilio, what do you do?
I'm heading towards the druids.
You're heading towards the druids. So you see this, like, line of people, you know, soldiers in their own right, but they would have just gotten in the way, right? The elderly, the young, parents with children, new families, the sick, and they're all, like, they're behind the spear wall that Ragolf made, and there's a bunch of, like, druids around them. And as you approach, you see a young couple, and the wife is like crying into the chest of the husband, and the tiny in front of you on the wolf starts fidgeting and shouting "Ama, Ama."
I think I immediately shift Ghost Step's path over towards them.
Yeah. And she looks up, tears in her eyes, mostly of like fear, right? And she says, you hear her say, "Sigrid? Sigrid!" And she like starts running towards you. The dude is right behind her.
I think she doesn't hesitate to hold out the little one.
You both get picked up.
Oh fuck.
She like picks like scoops you both up, realizes that she just picked you both up, shifts the tiny to
Of course, because they're Goliaths.
exactly to her other arm, and then just like hugs you and like buries her face in your hair, and you hear her say like, "Bless you, Kilio Wolfwalker, bless you."
I think she's out of breath.
Yeah, right.
I don't really think she gives a response. Just a nod and just panting.
Yeah, and she like goes to set you back on the wolf, and when she leans away, we see that some of the snow and some of her tears have like taken some of the color out of your hair. So you've got this little streak of pale hair on top of your head.
It's got a reddish tinge to it, I believe.
Yeah,
that's what we discussed.
Mm-hmm. And she makes a little noise of confusion, and like to herself, she just says, "Jara." And the dude has caught up at this point, and he nods at you and hugs his wife, and he says, "Well done, little sister."
Thank you. I really think she's speechless about what happened. Just, I
the mother,
I don't know if she's speechless or I'm speechless.
Or both.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. So I think like we fade up on that scene, and we see the Goliaths like hauling this giant worm out of the ice and like cutting it up and putting it on carts. And
of course we're gonna trade this.
Of course we are. Why wouldn't we?
Yeah, why would we? It's good food.
And exactly. And we crossfade over to another scene. Do I have? I do. Perfect. And I think we see a bunch of horses and like elk, and many of them have riders, and many of the riders have like big banners that they're holding. A bunch of like fur-clad humans, torches on the perimeter of the column, marching across the dark snow on what is very clearly a frozen road. What is Runyak doing?
I believe Runyak would be at the head of this little march, keeping an eye out.
It's an army. There's hundreds of these mounts on this road. They're probably walking like 10 abreast.
Yeah, and Runyak is keeping an eye out ahead within the torchlight.
Okay. So I think there's a bunch of humans behind you, but why don't you take a moment to describe Runyak for us?
So, Runyak, like Kit said, is one of these humans clad in metals and furs and all of that. He seems especially big for what you would imagine a human to be. He is riding a Clydesdale, and it almost looks like it could be a Goliath riding a Clydesdale.
He's a big boy.
Yeah. He's adorned with a large round shield and battle axe upon his back, and decked in armor with the headpiece containing a large rack of elk antlers.
Is he carrying a banner, or is he leaving that for someone else?
He's leaving that for someone else.
Okay. So I think from behind you, we see that all of the humans in this column, they're like teenagers, like between 16 and 23 would be probably like the age range of these humans. They are not old by any means. And one of the boys comes up to you, or no, he doesn't come in. He stays in the column. But he speaks up, and you know that it's Torvald Bogson,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, as we get audio on the scene, he says, Aldorunyak, tell
Aye,
them that
Torvald.
the elk is going to take the crown.
I think Runyak gives a little chuckle to himself. Torvald, what did I tell you? This is for all tribes. Not just the elk is gonna be taken head. We're all gonna be taken head in this competition.
But King Elkhart is the strongest and wisest. Our tribe is the biggest.
One of these days, boy, you're gonna learn that size isn't always key in battle.
Yukilio.
Well, I mean, the wolves don't even have a king, Aldor.
I think he's actually gonna look back at Thorvald. And who gave you that idea?
But surely you don't recognize Isar. And I think,
Well, no.
I think when he says that, the camera like smash cuts to like a ruined fortress, like the ruins of a fortress of like crumbling stone, and where there's a big like pyre in the middle, and there's a bunch of like humans with like blood on their faces and like bone necklaces, like arguing around the fire. There's no audio, right? And and in the back, sitting on like a stone chair, is this like relatively young, like blackguard, for want of a better word. He's wearing like black armor with a big wolf's head on one of the pauldrons, and he's just like boredly like sipping from a goblet as a fight breaks out in front of him. And at the bottom of the screen it says Isar Kronenstrom, King of the Wolf Tribe, on it. But Thorvald's voice breaks in. He says, "He's a murderer and a blackguard. Surely we don't recognize him. But if we don't, the wolves have no king."
There is much you still have to learn, Torvald. Though we do not recognize Isar as their king, the wolves still do have power.
Another human, Helga Alvidaughter. She's a human with like her hair looks kind of like Astrid from How to Train Your Dragon. She's got two axes on her belt and a big shield on her back. She says, "If anything, we should nominate Sigwolf." And several of the like champions like nudge this other boy who's like quietly sitting in the saddle. And yeah, like somewhere in the crowd someone says, "Sigwolf for Wolf King!" What do you do?
There may come a time and place for Sigwolf to take power, but at this current point in time, he is just one of ye.
Well, what about you, Elder? You going to take over for Elkhart? And we cut to another scene. It looks like Edoras from Lord of the Rings, the big like wooden like fortification on a hill, but it's on the middle of a snow plain. And we see literally the actor who plays Theoden, but in a like different outfit and different like hair color, and much older. He looks almost like how he looked when he's corrupted by Saruman. And it says, I don't remember his first name. What's his first name?
Yarund.
Yarund Elkhart, king of the tribe of the Elk. What do you do?
That's a nice settlement, but the king and I, we're up there in age. Even if I were to take over, I don't know how long it'd be before I'd go on.
You made it this far, Alder? You're going to fight in the arena, aren't you?
Of course. I can't just bring all you strapping lads and lasses out here and not have a bit of the action myself.
Someone shouts like, "I'll drink to that," and somebody else like snatches a horn out of his hand. There's a scuffle. Do you do anything?
Can he see who's like starting that scuffle?
Yeah, it's a brother and sister. The sister was gonna take a pull, and the brother is like, not yet. We need our wits. It's probably Brandon Brucey.
Okay. Brucey, calm it down. There will be plenty of time for drink later.
Yes, Aldo. About this point, you see a pinpoint of light in the distance, another torch along the road. It might be someone new, but odds are very good that it is Orvar, because you sent Orvar ahead to scout.
Mm-hmm. I think he's gonna shout that way. Orvar, is that you, lad?
Yes, Aldar. And
what have you spied with your eagle eyes?
This extremely pale human comes up along the road. He's got a raven on his shoulder. He's got completely white hair, skin that's almost the same color. You would think that he had like albinism, except that his eyes are like the serenest, like sky blue you've ever seen. And he smiles, like bundles into his fur a little bit more, and he smiles as he takes a place beside you. And he holds out something in his hand, and when you go to take it, it's a cork. It's like a cork from a bottle. It smells strongly of dwarven ale. And he says, "Fire's on the horizon, Elder. We're close."
I knew I picked a good lad when we sent you ahead, Orvar. Good work. Yeah, he's gonna turn back to the crowd. Brothers, sisters, we are close.
Okay.
Another day or so.
And then I think a human dressed notably differently from most of the other ilk here. It's a mixed race of humans, and I don't want to make you think that everybody here is Caucasian, but this lady in particular, she's got skin that's like the shade of like raw clay, kind of that like red brown color. She's wearing a necklace of teeth, and she's got like white markings of like some kind of ink on her face and arms, which are bare compared to the rest of her kin. And she pulls out a war horn and just like blows it. And I think we crossfade to the humans like coming up on the moot. It hasn't been all of that long. We can hear like the Goliaths. They've got big like roasting pits. They've made a section of the festival ground for them, and the humans are approaching the gate. And there's a bunch of dwarves at the gate, like waiting for you to arrive.
When we get a little closer, Brunyak is gonna make that gesture of halt.
Right.
Siegwolf, Eldred, Torvald, Brynja, you're with me.
Okay. Yes, Alta. You all ride forward, and that same 5, like official-looking dwarves, like steps out of the safety of the encampment. You guys bring your banners up, and we get that shot of the horses standing about 10 feet away from the dwarves, and the dwarves like looking up at the banners. Yeah, the counselor Kandatagar Firmagranen like steps forward and he plunks his big iron staff in the snow, and he nods and he says, Gauntlgrim welcomes our kindred, our kith, and our allies from the Reghead Glacier. You'll note the Goliaths have already arrived, but we saved a place for you by the river's meet, if that's acceptable. Who do I have the honor of addressing?
He's gonna dismount his Clydesdale and get closer. I am Runyak Eriksson. I was sent personally by Yarund Elkot, representative of all of the tribes of the north.
The dwarf, like, locks both of his hands at his sides and bows at the waist in that very, like, stiff dwarven style. He says, Baronir Greymaster, Vizier to High Thane, Brunor Battlehammer. You are welcome here, Eriksson.
I think he's gonna hold out his arm for the typical arm shake.
Yeah, and he'll grab your arm and shake it. He knows how to deal with humans.
Yeah.
How many do you come with?
Glancing back over his small group and then the horses in the back. Just over 1,000.
With space. We've not brought the festivities to order yet. You're on time. Come, eat, drink, trade, news, and coin. The market is open. After you've refreshed yourselves, of course. And
Many thanks.
He turns and he shouts in Dwarvish. Do you speak Dwarvish?
No.
He shouts something in Dwarvish, and the assembled dwarves at the gate, like, move to the side to make way for the massive throng of humans coming through. Is there anything you want to do right away?
I think on hearing that the Goliaths are already here,
Correct.
Runyak wants to try to find who he could tell, at least, someone who is of importance within the Goliaths.
So you want to, like, lead the humans through the camp until you see someone, like, important to the Goliaths, and then you want to keep going? Or you want to peel off and let the champions handle it?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, your place is marked. It's, like, marked in, like, yellow ribbon, so they know where to go. There's plenty of space, so it's not an issue. So you guys go through, like, the dwarf camp, and then you go through the Goliath camp, and people are, like, cheering and waving when you come through. It's a big friendly area. Nobody's, like, opposed to each other here, right? So there's a lot of, like, greetings. Some people try to make a sale immediately. Some of the human champions are, like, they're quick to jump on the Dwarvish ale,
Oh, yeah.
But, with a quick, like, we need to set up first, like, they keep going.
Yep.
Just someone in particular, or do you have someone in mind?
Just anyone in particular.
Okay. Then I think you find Kelio and Inatha pretty quickly. Inatha is, like, moving among the camp, like on the same path that you guys are, and you happen to pass by, and she stops and, like, greets you formally, which is probably an indication. So you see this wispy haired female Goliath with a big, like, long horn bow on her back, and she's being followed around by a halfling sitting on a direwolf.
I think he's gonna first extend a greeting towards the Goliath and then towards Kelio.
Okay.
Runyak Eriksson of the Reged Men.
Oh,
Go ahead, Naivo.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch what they said.
Runyak Eriksson of the Reghead Men.
I think she'd let Inatha introduce herself first, and
Yep.
then...
I'm bringing it up now.
Yep.
If it'll
Follow,
open. There it goes.
and then follow with Killia Wolfwalker, Clan Roche.
Inatha Snowhunter, Clan Roche. Your timing is good, humans. We only arrived a bit ago. You missed the hunt.
Oh. What was the
Frostworm.
prize? Aye.
Rather it was hunting us. We got the better of it, though.
We lost no one, Kilio. Thanks to you.
And she nods.
It's good to hear. If I may, I have a question for you and possibly your kin.
I'm not the Primarch, but I'll answer if I can.
Your people are wise in the way of animism, yes?
I think she looks at Kilio like, what? What did he say?
Would Kilio understand, like, the context he's saying it in?
Make a religion check.
Okay. Could
That's not a word either of you use.
Yeah, it's not a word we use. See, religion. Where is it? Not that great in it.
That's not a word you know. Clan
think I
Roche breeds wolves for kinship and assistance, if that's what you mean. Because she heard animals, because she doesn't know what animus
Right.
is.
Animism, yeah.
Oh, forgive me. The belief in the spirits of nature and animals.
The balance of nature and the spirits of our ancestors, yes, aye.
There are not
Kilio
many of...
here is Jara Golden Dawn reborn.
Wait. I don't think we discussed whether or not Kilio is just accepting of that fact or doubts it herself.
I mean, she's saying it to drag you.
Oh.
Because they boast and bash.
Yeah.
She's saying it to embarrass you.
And your story, Thunderbelly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Jara didn't need saving at the hands of a frostworm.
Jara was also not 2 feet tall, little sister. What of it, human? Speak your piece.
I was just curious if I were able to get a better understanding of your ways. There are not many up in the glaciers who believe in the balance.
I'm afraid I would make a poor teacher. Kilio?
What was the name of the clan? Oh, that was like historians and all.
Baldak.
Clan Baldock may be able to help you.
Or Clan Fry.
Aye. Or isn't Clan? Wait, which one's the scholars?
Baldak.
Baldock. Okay.
Fry is the druids.
Ah, yes. I think Kilio nods in response to what Inatha said.
Is there any way that you could take me to either of them, if it's not a trouble?
Your legs work, human.
I think just a quick little snark of, yeah, I should have expected that. Right, then I suppose I'll find them on my own, I guess.
Good hunting.
And I think, probably to the surprise of both of them, he's gonna be leaving, and as he's leaving, in Giant say, "Blessings be with you."
I think they look at each other. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kilio. I think they look at each other. And then Inatha says, "Which ones?"
I think just a slight turn back. All of them, I suppose. And off.
What? Bear, wolf, crab, raven, owl, eagle, leopard, all of them?
Yes. You're
What
going
are you,
to
a
need
priest?
I wouldn't consider myself that highly, but sure.
Inatha's body language, Kilio, because you know this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Inatha's body language is like, okay, the human is being cute, but also I'm a little bit concerned.
Are you just wanting to learn more, or are you looking to be a part of?
Growing your own legend, priest.
I have a legend that's already told. I just wish to understand more of others.
She squints at you. Step into the light. Like, hold your torch a little higher.
He's gonna walk closer.
Yeah. Your beard is not that gray. Your back is straight, your step is firm. Your legend is finished. What did you do? Kill Tiamat? I've never heard of you. Kilio?
She shakes her head. I don't even think he could handle the frostworm.
Legend is finished. Pah! What have you done? What songs do they sing of you?
Well, they sing the songs of Runyak Eriksson, the Wolverine.
Kilio, make a history check. Not a name you've heard before.
Nope. I think she gives like a dumb look towards Inatha and shrugs.
You're attracting a crowd at this point because Inatha is loud.
Mm-hmm.
Inatha squints at you. I see no blood on your lips, Wolverine. If you are so fierce, why do you speak so quietly? Or is it that you're stubborn? Perhaps I should call you Mule.
Damn, bitch, calm down! God.
Sassy.
Kay is
Goliath!
enjoying-
She's a Goliath! What do you want?
Kay is enjoying having Goliath.
Love it. Oh god, I love it.
Starting to make me think Sokkam's going to be a much different person after he encounters the other clans.
Probably.
How to pick up that vicious
From
mockery.
behind you, Runyak, a male voice says, if he is a mule, you are a sow, Inatha. Sit down.
Damn!
Damn, son, where'd you find that?
Ah, yes, early 2000 references.
On, you're muted.
No, he's not.
Wait, where?
Not
No,
for
I'm-
you, Branard.
I think Runyak's gonna turn to the voice.
It's just some random ass Goliath.
Hmm.
What do you want with our learned? Speak well. Kilio has more of a voice than you.
I'm unsure of what I want. That is why I seek the knowledge.
And Inatha gives you this look, Kilio, like, what do you think?
Send them to the completely wrong tribe.
Right?
Whatever.
You want to look for Gaul.
I think Kilio's going to say, you're going, hang on. You're going to slip in the snow if you're too unsure of yourself. learning is one thing, but going to practice, no, she wouldn't use that phrase. But being a part of hang on.
So while Kilio is saying that, one of the other Goliaths like shoulders up to Runyak and like dwarfs him ridiculously, right? Like he's not a Goliath and he's dwarfed by the Goliath substantially now. And I think he like makes a show of like leaning down to look at you. You know, way more than he has to, right? And he says, I think this human is trying to be one of us. What are they feeding you up there?
More meat than you, apparently.
Can you make a strength saving throw, please?
Like a what?
Strength saving throw?
Ah!
Okay.
Rip.
So he doesn't knock you off your feet, but he like swats you on the back. And he says, those are fighting words, little man.
He's not that smart. Maybe some learning would do him some good.
I can knock some sense into him. He's like rolling one of his shoulders. Now there's a ring of Goliaths around you, and the dude's squaring up. What do you want to do?
I'm too old for this bitch.
The Goliaths don't think so.
Nope.
What do you mean old? You can still stand up straight.
Right? Exactly. There's nobody helping you walk, bitch.
Bitch. Huh.
So you're surrounded by Goliaths, and the one dude is squaring up. What do you do, Runyak?
I think Runyak's gonna square up as well.
Oh my god, alright. We
This just happened.
are doing this, alright.
Forget the Ring of Valor. How about some Ring of Shenanigans?
Yeah, right?
It's the ring
God,
of bullshit.
it's the mini. It's the light Ring of Valor. Ring of Valor light. Diet Ring of Valor.
Yeah, right.
I
Alright,
believe it is called the Ring of Vaudeville.
alright, Runyak, bring your token out here.
They just gonna do fists, or they just gonna go all out with weapons and everything?
We'll find out. Alright, I'm going to need you to roll
After this
initiative,
break,
sir.
JK.
Okay. Oof.
Oof. Oof indeed.
Okay. So you square up, and there's laughter throughout the ring of Goliaths, and I think he just like reaches behind him and he pulls out an axe, and he just tosses it sideways out of the arena,
Oh,
and then he's just gonna try to punch you in the mouth.
Okay.
So he just like throws it aside, and then just tries to haymaker you right in the face. 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so you're gonna take 6 points of bludgeoning damage
Okay.
right out the gate, and you're gonna need to make another strength save. And have you ever been punched by a Goliath before?
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna say no, Chief.
Okay, they have a thing called Powerful Build, which means they are a size category larger than themselves for, like, brute strength. So it's like getting kicked by a horse.
Yeah.
It doesn't take you off your feet, but, like, you feel, like, your lip open, and you, like, stagger back several feet, and when you, like, get the stars out of your eyes, the dude is doing the, like, Adonis pose to the crowd. What do you want to do?
I think he's gonna take his axe and his round shield off his back, toss him behind him,
Okay.
and go in for a tackle.
You're gonna try to knock... Okay, make an athletics check. Now, unfortunately, you have disadvantage because he counts as a size category larger than you.
That's all right.
He got a natural 1, so... Or no, he didn't. Sorry, because you. Well, no, because he doesn't. You have disadvantage. He doesn't. He doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, he got a natural 1. So he's doing the Adonis pose, and he goes to like crouch into the Atlas pose, and you just take his waist out, and he like falls in the snow. You're on top of him. What do you want to do?
I was gonna suggest getting on his back like that one scene of Princess Bride.
I mean, he gave me a punch, so I'm gonna give him one and do.
You're just gonna punch him in the face? All right, do it. You have advantage on this attack.
Yeah, because the dude is now prone.
Yup.
Yeah, that's just a strength check because I don't have an unarmed attack, right?
Correct. That hits. Go ahead. So it's 1 point damage. What's your strength modifier?
4.
So it's 5 points of damage. Good hit. So you hit him. His head like cracks back into the ice, and he looks at you with like surprise, like, "Holy shit, you actually got me!" And then he roars. And this is a sound that echoes through the camp.
A quick heads up, there's gonna be some overlay fucky wuckiness. Sibs is having issues with
That's
RT
fine.
connection.
That's fine. Can you make another athletic check, please?
Sure.
Since he's prone, it's just a normal roll. Okay, he beat you. So he gets his arms around your waist, pulls his knees up to your lower back, throws himself to his feet, and just power bombs you into the snow. You're gonna take 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
At this point, you hear like an alarm start sounding, and the clank of like running armored footsteps. Firga, are you going to go see what the altercation's about?
I think so.
Okay, so you'll get there at the top of the next round. Runyak, it is your turn. You're prone on the ground.
I'm prone on the
This is
ground.
just
But,
shit Goliaths do.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm prone, but how far away from him would I be?
not very. Like he's
Okay.
literally just like got to his feet and then just power bombed you. So like your feet are beside his feet.
Okay. So I think he's gonna get up and try to give him a nice
Excuse me.
uppercut square to the jaw.
You want to just like rising uppercut? All right.
Yeah.
Make your attack. That hits, so it's another 5 damage.
Like to jump up and hit him in the jaw. Sure you can.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, really.
Okay, so at the top of the round, the ring of Goliath starts like parting, and these like plate mail clad dwarven soldiers start like running in. All right, what's going on here?
The Ring of Valor isn't supposed to be for checks for arm like there's a watch, there's a watch there.
Another day at least.
Another day at least.
Runyak turning his head, spitting out a little bit of blood.
Right, yeah.
Just a bit of a friendly altercation. He
Friendly?
turns
The runt took my feet out.
Well, then you should have been watching your feet.
The Goliaths start laughing. Yeah.
I think Kilio starts laughing as well. Come on, you're gonna let a runt do that to you?
I think like the dude starts to say something, and the dwarf like in front of him just like reaches for his hammer, like, you want to do this? And he backs off. He's like, we're guests here, little sister. You'll pay for it later. He like turns and like does that thing where he closes one nostril and like snorts blood down on the snow.
Ew.
Yeah. Goes over and picks up his axe. What's your name, runt?
Runyak.
He nods at you. He says, Solvi Bearmantle, Clan Vare.
That's a nice name.
It's a nice
Yeah.
name. And yeah, he turns to walk away. Right, so I suppose we're not going to have another trouble here, are we? No, little father. Good. That's what on. Move on.
Aye, sir.
And the dwarves start to leave. So yeah, so Runyak, you're like the crowd dissipates. You're standing in front of Anatha and Kelio again.
Yeah. I think he's gonna go collect his things.
Yep.
And just. Right. So that was a little exciting. Good meeting ya, Miss Anatha, Miss Kelio.
I think Killia looks to Anatha.
She just mouthed the word miss.
I think Killia shrugs. Because that's not a word they use either.
No, it's really not.
Yeah.
And she says, "Good hunting, Hornhelm."
Runek's just gonna nod and turn back to go towards the human camp.
Okay. So off you go. So, in the meantime, while this is happening, something else is stirring the dwarves' attention. Because, something is coming up the river. These, like, imagine a redwood tree hollowed out and taking up the majority of the river, being paddled by 2 minotaurs, with a 3rd minotaur sitting in the middle, and, like, barges worth of stuff. And there's, like, dozens of these canoes, like, making their way into camp. A scout, like, blows the horn, and, yeah, like, the vizier and everybody are alerted. But, Breaking Dawn, tell us a little bit about your column of minotaurs.
What was that?
Your riverboat column of minotaur, tell us about them.
The boats are huge, first of all. They're, for most races, groups, whatever, these would be like warship.
Yes.
And these are like fitting like 2 to 3 of us.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up the river, would it just be Hollowstone, or is it all of us?
It's all of you.
Oh, geez. So there's people like wearing stone-like armor, and there's guys that look like they're craftsmen, and
like there are like unpiloted barges tied to some of these canoes of just like stuff, including like earthenware forges and like entire houses and tents and stuff like that. Like, it's crazy.
There are probably some of them that have like the actual furnace tied to their back.
Yep. They're using it as a light source. Where is Breaking Dawn in the column? Because I feel like the Hallowstone would be in the front.
Yeah, he's probably like in the front of the second boat.
Okay.
That way, if something happens, he's like at the ready immediately.
And you've got Shaking Ice, and who else is in your canoe?
Sorry.
Who's
Pulling
the
up
third? Who? Okay. Yeah. If you're in the front, that means you're rowing.
Rolling Thunder.
Rolling Thunder and Shaking Ice. Okay.
They're like his
buddies.
They are, for lack of a better term, yeah, his buddies, his crew.
Now, the chief is still missing.
Mm-hmm.
So, you see the festival grounds, right where the dwarf said they would be, as the canoes are like coming up the river. You see, it's not a dock per se, but like standing on the bank are these like official looking dwarves. If you're in the second canoe, that means you got to give the order. What order do you give? Run them down, ramming speed. Set fire to the encampment. What order do you give?
Give them all bear hugs.
It's probably like slow the row.
Right. Slow. Okay. Yeah. And it's echoed down to the column. And I should mention, like, the people in the middle of this column cannot see the festival grounds. Like, you are choking the river currently. And yeah, one of the dwarves, he looks official from what you can tell, which is not much. Like, steps forward and like waves with a torch.
Sorry.
You're good.
I think the Gamzee is doing a distract.
I think the Gamzee is on the distract.
Sorry.
It's good.
Yeah. So it does the little wave, and I think it's probably not just Breaking Dawn. There's probably a good couple of them that does like the Tor hello sign.
Right. Yeah. Totally. Like some people like put their hands up. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You were gonna say which is? Go ahead.
Yeah. It's like So it's a lot of stuff with like hands.
Right.
And anything positive is palm up.
Right.
So I think it's like from the chest up.
Like almost like you're an old world duke, like holding a goblet of wine and raising it in cheers.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you beach the canoes, or do you like what do you do?
I feel like they get it to shore,
Okay.
and the chiefs among them, or princes and whatnot, get out to make their way to the dwarves.
Yeah. I think like Far Mountain like comes up pretty quickly, and you fall in behind him, right? And he approaches the dwarves as the tours are like streaming over the opposite bank, 'cause there's just not enough room, right? But the opposite bank is still like part of the festival ground, so it's okay. And they climb out of the canoe, and Far Mountain and you and a couple of the chiefs like come forward, and the dwarves meet you, and we hear hail. Well met to ye. Are you friend, or do you come in war? We come because we were called. You spoke for the banners, and we have arrived. So you got our message then? Who's
You
among
lost
you?
2.
Go ahead.
You lost 2 in the expedition.
We'll inform their families. Thank you. Who's among you? This is a time of celebration. We'll worry of dark things later. I am Far Mountain, High Chief of my people, and leader of the Iron Horns. With me comes Wave Runner, Trail Strider, Somber Howl, Hollow Stone, and Dry Brick. Well met. You can pitch your tents wherever you like. We have food and drink to spare. We've goods to trade, stories to share. I will speak with your leader. Much, he looks at you, much has occurred. Rest yourselves. Make camp. We'll introduce everyone when the time comes. And I will hear you, Chief. Don't worry. So be it. Far Mountain just turns and starts to like go help unload the boats. What do you do?
He probably goes to help as well.
Okay. So I think you get back to the boats and start unloading the stuff, like hauling it out of the water. And the tours are just like walking across the river like it ain't no thing. Because I mean, it's unfrozen water. Like, why do they care, right? Like, it's warm. And you're just like hauling the canoes up onto shore. You use those as like the fence around your camp, right? And you set up the tent and all that stuff. But as you're doing that, Shaking Ice is like working beside you, and he says, "Dawn, hello."
Sorry, we were talking technical stuff for a moment.
Shaking Ice is working beside you. He says, "Dawn." It is dark here.
It is.
We are south.
I think that like cues him to look up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because shouldn't it be
Yes.
starting to border on a warmer season?
Yeah, it should be springtime this far south. Like, spring should be here this far south. And also, like, out of the dale, it's not dark for months on end.
Spring has halted.
Day has
A
halted.
bad omen.
Will you speak to the small ones?
I shall.
He points across the river. Look there. An arena. Sprouting Earth will fight.
It may be a chance to get greater voice among these groups.
Shaking Ice shakes his head. Sprouting Earth will not win, Dawn.
I am aware. I shall also join.
You will fight.
I will.
I will fight. And you both like pause in your unpacking and like look at each other for a minute.
If you feel you must.
We must prove you are chief. I will fight.
Dawn shall break as it always has.
He sniffs. Fire. We will not sleep well here. You go to say something else, and you hear from above you. You hear, "Dawn!" You look up, and Chief Far Mountain is standing there.
Hi, Chief.
You will speak for the Hollowstone.
Yes, Chief.
Sprouting Earth seeks tribunal. He does not have the votes. Will Hollowstone hear him?
I think he like looks to Shaking Ice.
Mm-hmm. Shaking
And,
Ice is diligently setting up camp.
I think he honestly like looks to Shaking Ice, then to other Hollowstone members.
Mm-hmm. A couple of them are watching you.
And I think he like looks to the sky and then back to High Mountain.
Far Mountain.
Far Mountain. I'll get that right eventually.
That's fine.
We shall.
He like snorts. It's not necessarily a derisive thing, it's just a thing Tors do. He just like snorts. Very well. And just like, yeah, turns to go to a different part of the camp. Is there anything you want to do now that you're here at the moot?
After they finish setting up, because that's a priority, of course.
Right. So we can cut to when the camp is taking shape.
Right.
Okay.
He's probably gonna head off to, so to speak, get a lay of the land.
There are several people gawking, and have been gawking the entire time.
And I don't think that's really super uncommon for us, though.
You don't usually deal with Outlanders, so... I mean, it is uncommon in the fact that it doesn't come up often.
Hallistone and Longstrider are probably the two groups that interact the most.
That is fair. So you're probably used to the, like, open mouth gaping, like, holy shit, you're huge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not quite in this number.
Right. I mean, this is the only time in your memory that the clans have got together. Tribes have got together. So you want to cross the river and head into the, like, moot ground?
Yeah.
All right.
He wants to get a lay, as I said, a sort of lay of the land, and for a change of pace, see as the people do.
Okay. So you cross the river and go into, like, the main, like, moot area, and almost immediately a dwarf comes up to you. She's wearing, like, a military uniform. We saw her before. It's Knock again, but she's by herself this time, and she says, Chief Hallowstone, was it? Gamzee?
Sorry.
No worries.
It must have cut there.
It did.
Yes. I am Breaking Dawn.
Breaking Dawn. That's easy enough to remember. I'm Sergeant Orbraids. Been tasked to help you settle in. I see you're moving away from your people. You need something.
I'm coming to familiarize myself.
A tour, then. Come on.
She starts walking.
I think he...
Yes, he is a Tor. He just introduced himself.
Oh my god.
Heyo.
Yeah, I think he goes with it.
Okay. So, she has to take 4 strides for every one of your 1. Which is kind of amusing. But she leads you through the camp. She says,
If you haven't noticed, you're not the first to arrive. Adwaron came first. A couple of our kin. Then, well, I'm not sure what you call them, but in the common tongue, the Goliath, and then the Umar.
The Tors actually know the...
You know everyone.
Okay. I think he does a snort of his own.
Right. She says,
In the middle of camp, you'll find the overseers, the Adwaron, courtesy of Gontogrim, Central Market. Spiraling out from there, we've got the administrative buildings, the arena, the barracks, our siege grounds, just in case the dragon shows up.
She laughs like she said something funny.
And then around the fringes, we've got spaces for all of you. What do you want to see first?
Hello?
I think he's like He's doing that thing where he's like scanning everything she's mentioned, because she probably like pointed it out.
Yeah, she's pointing it out. Yeah.
So he's like scanning it back over.
You can like see over the tents, which is hilarious. So yeah, so I think Runyak, Firga, and Kelio, like at some point in the same evening, you see a fucking minotaur just walking around.
He's probably gotten his hands on a big old hunk of like honey smoked meat.
You had to pay for it.
That's fine.
Okay, yeah, mark off like 1 copper. It comes with free ale, just so you know. Because the dwarves want you drunk, because you spend more money when you're drunk.
And also to show off their ale.
It's good fucking ale, too.
Yeah,
you heard me, 1 copper.
Gold.
His hands.
So 1 gold is 10 silver.
Which is 100
10
copper.
silver is 100 copper. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, I had to talk through that and make sure I had like confirmation I was doing that right.
No worries.
It's okay, math is hard, we know.
So yeah, do any of you do anything when you see the giant fuck-off minotaur walking around? Train.
Charchu.
I think Firga like got a little bit because wow, he's Lorg.
Do the Goliaths? The Goliaths are familiar with the tours, right?
Passingly, yes. They are bigger than the Goliaths.
Yeah.
Classify as huge. You guys classify as large.
Well, they classify as medium and you classify as large, but then with powerful build, yeah.
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 Good Lorg.
I don't know if Kelio's ever seen one herself, so I think she just kind of blinked.
Okay.
Same type of awe as everyone else. That may not know. May not be
You're
familiar.
getting a lot of doe-eyed stares, Breaking Dawn. See, the last thing the sergeant said was, "What do you want to see first?" Go ahead, Kelio.
I think hers is more passing, just kind of.
Oh, that's a thing.
Huh?
Oh, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Firga's like, I would not want to be on the receiving end of the horns. I should figure out what I do if I end up on the receiving end of those horns.
Oh,
Run.
by the way, this might sound odd, but you wouldn't be the one carrying the prize, would you?
Rise.
That's a no then.
And I think he does like the snort, but a little like lighter as to be like affirmative.
Mm-hmm.
So where am I taking you?
Mine's being brushed.
Sorry. I think the first thing on his mind is business.
Okay.
So she mentioned an administrative tent.
Yes. Well, it's a building. It's a stone building, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I think what he says is, I wish to speak to your leaders.
Leaders.
Take me to your
Plural.
leader.
I mean, I could take you to the Kandatragar, but the others haven't made themselves known yet. Everyone's still setting up.
You mentioned an administrative building.
Aye. But you said leaders plural. Morodir, I don't even know who the human leader is.
I think he's like thinking, like he's thinking, scanning the area, trying to see if there are any humans around. Because
I mean,
if
around
anyone-
for Dawn is substantially further than around for anybody else in this campaign.
Yeah. I guess it's more so looking around for any humans nearby that look the role. Or look
Every
like they would
every
know.
human you see looks like a pup. Every single human you see doesn't look old enough to have a name.
I think he grunts and says, "They are too small." And like saying that like to him, but between him and another Tor, that would be like referring to age, you know?
Right, yeah. So I think not Grianan, like, she nods. She says,
Hi, they're a bit. But everything's small compared to you. Except your kin. Maybe a giant.
I think he does that aggravated snort without really realizing. Because
Well, have I offended?
He is still upset about that.
yeah, right?
She says, oh, did I say something wrong? Sorry, I don't have much experience with your lot. Touchy about your size, then?
About giants.
She blinks at you.
Nothing to fear, they're long dead.
I think he snorts again and says, "They have returned then." In that weird tone that someone takes when they're trying to say something passingly
Yeah,
to lead
and,
into
and I
more
think
casual.
without missing a beat, the sergeant says,
Fancy an ale, then?
I think his response is just thinking like, do as the people do to gain good graces, sort of deal.
When in Rome, do as the humans do.
so you want to take an ale?
Yeah.
All right. So you
I was trying to think of good wording for that, but I couldn't.
No worries. So you take an ale and you start making your way towards the administrative building. And I actually need to crossfade over again to Miss Firga.
Yep.
Miss Firga. Whatever.
Hi.
Yeah, right. Whatever you want to do is completely up to you. Do I have a freaking theme for Firga? I should. Where is it? Sorry, I have a lot of music for this. Here we go. Firga's theme. You are probably like making the rounds with Driga. I'm assuming you chose guard duty.
Most likely.
Okay, so you're like making the rounds with Driga, and you see this scout. You know he's a scout because the way he's dressed and the emblem on his uniform. Absolutely sprinting, like from the gate toward the administrative building. And
What do you
Driga
suppose
like
that-
nudges you and points like, "What do you make of that?"
I was about to say. I was about to ask the same of you. And she just like starts walking.
Yeah. Do you try to like flag him down?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go to like flag him down, like, "Oh, hey, scout, come here." And he stops. He's like panting, and he says, "No time! No time! I've got to talk to the Kandatraga now!"
Is everything? Is it? Excuse me. Is it? Come on, words. What's the matter with you? What's going on?
"The bloody skin not here!" And he takes off running
Oh,
again.
fuck.
Yeah, I think you and Driga say it at the same time. What do? Apparently, Breaking Dawn is casting Inflict Wounds on the sergeant. That's gonna hit, Gamza. You want to roll damage?
Oh, I misclicked.
Okay, good. Sorry,
Good
go ahead,
job.
Firga.
I don't want to commit murder yet.
Yet.
So yeah, Firga, what do you do?
I suppose she would either I think she would probably help look for the conductor guard.
He's probably in the admin building.
Conductor guard. Yeah, in that case.
So you and Driga start running after the scout, and we cut to you like reaching the steps of the admin building, and you just hear, "Boro Moradir," and then do you like barge in?
I don't think Firga would, but I could see Driga doing that.
Would you follow Driga if Driga barged in?
No, what? It's Driga, probably.
Okay, so Breaking Dawn.
Like in that sort of wasn't my idea, don't blame me kind of way.
So Breaking Dawn, you were led into the office of the Vizier, which, if you've seen any war movie ever, all I'm gonna say is the officer's tent, except it's a stone building. You with me so far?
Yeah.
You were about to like make niceties. The Vizier was about to like offer you some more ale, and then this snow-covered like trapper comes running in, and the Vizier like shouts at him in Dwarvish, apologizes to you, and then like the dwarf says, like the runner says something in Dwarvish, the Vizier swears in Dwarvish, and then the door flies open and these two other soldiers come running in. What do you do?
He just like waits because
Okay.
he's never been in these situations. This isn't how Tours do.
Okay, fair enough.
It's like a weird soap opera.
Fair enough. So the sergeant is immediately yelling at Driga. Like in Dwarvish, we get subtitles at the bottom of the screen. She's saying like, you know, at attention champions, what are you doing here? You can't just barge in. And then, like before Driga or Firga can say anything, the Vizier like snaps his attention over, and he says in common, he says, "Champions!" And Driga like snaps to attention. "Aye, sir!"
I said,
The Vizier walks over, like thumping his metal stave on the ground. He says, "I take it you heard."
We may have intercepted the runner. Kandataga, aye? Good.
sorry, sir.
One of ye is going to go and head off the skin. The other one is going to tell the Umar to pack up. They just got here, sir. Aye? Do you want a bloodbath? No, sir.
And Driga looks at you, Firga, like, all right, which one do you want?
I guess she would go with the Umar.
Okay. So you say like, I'll talk to the Umar.
Yeah.
Right. I'll go and try to stall the schoon. Oh dear.
And she turns to like huff out, and the scout like hurriedly runs after her to show her the way. And then you leave, Firga.
Yep.
And then the Vizier turns back, like nods to the sergeant, who departs, and he turns back to you, Don. He says,
Sorry, Chief. This requires my personal attention. Can you make yourself comfortable here for a bit? You're welcome to come with us if you like. Might be a bit of a show, but we'd ask you stay out of the way.
This can
is Don curious at all?
Oh, for sure. Part of what initially caught his attention about this was he's never gotten to see how the people are amongst themselves.
Right.
he's only seen how they are amongst the Tors after they save them.
Right.
And that's, kind of not this.
Right. Do you say anything? Do you, ask the Vizier anything?
Aside from giving, confirmation he's gonna come watch,
Okay.
he does have one other thing he adds.
Okay.
Also, the Umar are needed.
He stops. The Vizier, stops. And he turns. And he does that diplomat thing where he's like, I can't call you an idiot to your face, but I'm not okay with what you just said. He makes that, posture, right? And he says,
May Grim ask why?
what do you say?
Sorry, I pressed the wrong key.
No worries.
He goes, you will not like the answer.
Greymaster sighs and he goes,
Chief, I don't know if you've noticed, but we're about 20 minutes from a resparking of the war between the Skun and the Umar. And we're about to be caught in the middle. Speaking frankly, if you'll permit me, you'd better have a damn good reason.
I am chief because the giants attacked.
he stops. You see his beard drop as his mouth opens, and then he does the, firefly face where he starts to talk and stops, 4 times.
Sorry, my beard's getting a bit long, as are my teeth. My hearing's not as good as what it used to be. It sounded like you just said the giants are back.
False giants attacked our camp.
1 or 2 raiding giants, eh?
Hundreds.
100.
Heart attack imminent.
We stood no chance.
Aye, you should
so we could
definitely
flee.
come with me. We'll head over to the Umar camp immediately.
And he starts to pick up his cane and waddle out. Meanwhile, we cut over to Firga dashing through the camp.
Dashing through the camp.
Yeah, right.
Trying to warn the humans.
So you get to the human camp, and you're immediately surrounded by teenagers. What do you do?
All right, which one of you is in charge?
And so one of them just turns and shouts, Alderunyak!
Aye.
Dwarf for ya.
I think Reniak's gonna walk over. Aye.
Listen, I realize you've just gotten here, but you and the other humans should probably leave, quickly.
Why?
We're not leaving. We haven't drunk yet. We haven't fought.
Let me say there's a difficult situation.
We brought things to
and
trade.
For the sake of everyone here, I think it would be best if the humans packed up and left for at least a little while. And
Dude.
I don't know if it's coming through, but you get the sense that she's trying to convey something to you without letting the kids on.
Make an insight check, Runyak.
Sure.
This is so good. This dwarf is damn near panicking.
Right. I will be right back with a better answer. Hey, I think he's gonna walk off and gesture for Firga to follow him.
Okay.
Dude, does Firga follow?
Casey?
Grace Miller. Apparently not. Heckin'.
Gracie.exe has stopped working.
Gracie.exe has done a dive. Okay. Heck. We'll come back to this scene then. So, meanwhile, something very different is going down out on the tundra. Can I find... I should literally have one marked Lash. Where is it?
It's in there.
I know it is. Just trying to find it. Here it is. I am
Hello?
Lash. Hi, welcome back.
Hello.
Hi, sorry, my Wi-Fi broke for a second.
Your timing is incredible.
So yeah, she was trying to be like.
Yeah, and then Rudak stepped
trying
aside and
to-
said, "Follow me." Did you go with him?
Yeah, and she does. Yeah, she does.
Okay.
And she says, "Listen, I didn't want to say anything in front of the kids because I'm trying to avoid a bloodbath, but the schooner here, and we don't want fighting where it's not supposed to be fighting."
The who?
The orcs.
He had sort of a blank expression on his face. As soon as you say orcs, it's the oh shit face.
Hence this whole bit about packing up and leaving, at least while we try and figure out what's going on.
Right. So, that's not happening. As much as I don't want something to happen, I can't just tell these kids that we're going for a while. Do you have any idea where they're coming from?
They're home,
She,
probably.
She blinks. It occurs to her she doesn't actually know which direction they're coming from. And I think the hesitation makes it a little obvious that she didn't stop to ask.
Good. Good. We don't know where they're coming from, so they could be literally anywhere. That's fantastic. Right.
Alright, if you're not going to leave, that's a lot of children you've got with you. Do you think you'd be able to put them? Do you think you'd be able to stop them if they tried to break out in a brawl?
Champion Aldabin!
Aye, sir.
The Vizier, runs up to you with Breaking Dawn coming up behind him. At attention, champion! He
She's
turns,
already at
turns
attention.
to Runyak. Gotogrim extends its sincerest apologies. Aldar Eriksson, we'll furnish your departure.
That's all fine and dandy, but we're not leaving.
He looks at Firga did you tell him?
Hey, sir, I'm not a diplomat, though.
I can't just tell these kids to leave after we got here and
Do you
they're...
understand that the Skoon are coming, Aldar?
Yes. And I understand that I can control my kin.
Technically, they're at fault. We asked them to come later this 10-day. I don't know why they're arriving early. But you know as well as I do, I can't ask them to leave. They're Skoon.
And so instead you'll ask us to leave.
For a bit, aye. at least, I don't know, hide yourselves.
Do you know which way they're coming from?
One would hope they're coming from the main gate over there.
And he like gestures across the festival ground.
Good, that's something. I can keep them under control if something happens.
It's an army, Aldar. An
Brunyak
army of
spin-
Skoon and an army of Umaron. It's not great. It's a powder keg is what it is.
Then you better hope nobody has a light.
He twitches.
Next, you're going to tell me you want to parlay with them.
It might not be the worst option.
Sarcasm, Aldar Erickson. But as you please.
You invited all of us here for drink, celebration, and...
I didn't think the bloody scared with it.
And then a horn like echoes across the gate, and he just goes, "Fuck!"
Deal with them, I'll deal with mine.
Right, I'll do that. This one here,
And he like cocks his thumb at Breaking Dawn.
wanted to speak with you. I'll leave you to it. I've got bigger fires to put out, apparently. Fall in, champion!
I said.
He departs, leaving you with Breaking Dawn. If Breaking Dawn is here.
Hi.
Hi.
You are grown.
Ye-
Are you the leader?
Yes.
I am Chief of Harrowstone, Breaking Dawn.
I am leader of the Reghead Men, Runyak Eriksson.
The Giants. And he like stops himself and like looks around, because they're surrounded by kids.
No, they're
right?
not. No, he moved away.
Yeah, we're away from
You're
the
surrounded
kids
by
right now.
dwarves, very confused dwarves.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Runyak moved away from the kids. You're surrounded by very confused dwarves, actually.
Ah,
I am aware. We have seen sightings up in the glacier.
I am Chief because they have attacked us.
And I am leader to seek assistance.
Then we are of like mind.
I will assume you know as well that spring has not yet sprung.
I have noticed it is slowed.
I do not believe it is coincidence.
Nor I.
We can only hope that the folk down here will be willing to come to the aid of us.
Have the Tor's aid if we have yours. I cannot
course.
speak for all tribes. I cannot speak for all tribes, but Hallowstone.
I cannot speak for all of my kin, but you have the bear, the tiger, and the elk at your side.
We plan peace with the incoming parties.
Aye.
I think he does this thing of, I know how big I am, and I shall offer myself to parley.
So I think that's the perfect time to X-fade to another scene.
Mm-hmm.
So Keelio,
Yes?
are you here?
Yes, hello.
Hi. What is Keelio doing, say, 4 hours after camp is made?
4 hours after camp is made, I'd say she, like... I'd say for the time being, she has nothing really better to do, so she's just gonna go around the perimeter just to see the surroundings, do what she's used to doing, looking out for danger, and also how big this moot is.
It's Big Moot.
Yes.
So you probably
she's-
saw the Minotaurs come on the other side of the river. By the way, I say river. The river is not that wide.
The river's not wide.
No. But you saw them come in and make it so the camp is swelled substantially.
Mm-hmm.
But as you're like coming around a corner in a cluster of Goliaths, you hear somebody call out to you. You hear little sister over here. Have you heard the news?
Her gaze snaps over to where...
Tor is standing, of course, outside your mom's like lunch wagon.
Of course.
His arm is all bandaged up, and he's got like a big like roast like leg of bird in his hand.
Nice.
Right.
No, I want roasted bird.
Right. No, I'm stupid. It's not roasted bird. It's a fucking frostworm rib.
Oh, of course.
Of course. So
now I want frostworm rib.
Right. So you come over, and Tor is chuckling, and he offers you a pint, and he says, "You'll never believe it, little sister.
What happened?
The orcs are here."
The orcs are here too.
The humans are right over there.
Does Kirio see why that would be a problem?
Oh yeah. Oh, everybody knows. Like,
Yo.
If you know, you know, and everyone knows.
Well,
going to be a hell of a show, little sister. I'm thinking about camping on one of those stadium seats to watch.
I don't know if Kilio would be concerned or like interested in seeing what happens. I don't know which way she would lean.
I mean, it's not your problem. Like,
It's really not. It's really not.
This is very clearly. Oh, the dwarves fucked up. Like that's firmly what this is, and the Goliaths get to sit back and laugh.
No boy. I don't think those young ones are gonna stand much of a chance against an army of orcs.
You think the little ones will let it go that far?
Probably not. It probably won't last that long to begin with.
I could round up some of the boys. You think we need to step in?
This is supposed to be a time of, like, celebration, not a fight. If we need to stop a fight, we should.
Aye. And Goliaths are kind of like the protectors of the peaks.
Yeah. So I think she's gonna nod. We don't want to fight to ruin our drinks.
Takes another bite. Can I finish my lunch?
I don't see why not.
Inada's
John?
looking for you again.
Again, where is she?
And shrugs. I've been here.
You're always here. It's like you're glued to that cart.
He just like gestures at the rib in his hand, like it's good. From inside, you hear, "Is that you, Jara?"
What was the word again? I lost the word. Alma. Yes, Alma.
You see your mom's like face appear, and she passes a plate like through the little window. It's got a rib on it, some dipping sauce.
She takes it.
The orcs are set to arrive.
Any idea how much longer before they do get here?
I heard the horn. I think they're here.
Oh boy. Have you seen where Inatha went?
She's with Ragolf. I believe they're looking at the arena.
She nods. And I think she turns to
Yeah,
Tor.
you turn, and your mom says,
Jara,
Yes, Sama?
seen the humans?
Did I pass them?
"Yeah, they rode
Yeah.
they rode to the Goliath camp."
Ah, yes.
Dude, I had a
Well,
whole
she
thing
nodded.
with you.
Oh yeah, you did. That's
They're
right.
all pups. All of them.
I think she has a bit of a worried look, and she nods. If the orcs are here, there's not gonna be much. There's not gonna be much of a party. It's gonna be a bloodbath.
We have plenty of meat. Go and tell Inov to invite the humans.
She nods, and I think, which direction? I think she's gonna head towards. Well, of course, Inatha and Ragolf are gonna be by Ingolf's side, so I think she's gonna head to where they are, and even if Ingolf is not there, they can point her to them.
The arena's on the other side of the moot ground.
Fuck. Alma, where is Ingolf?
With the other Primarchs, I think. They're looking for the dwarf leader. Something is going on, Jara.
You know that tone.
I think she goes quiet just a little bit, which is not Goliath-like at all.
No.
Or you could invite the humans yourself. I've got plenty of food.
Which, you know, is your mother's way of saying, like, let's keep these babies safe.
Yeah. I think she's gonna, like, guide her wolf over to the... I think she swapped wolves again, and now she's on Orith.
Which one is Orith?
Stoneclaw.
Stoneclaw, okay.
And I think she's gonna usher him towards the human encampment.
Okay, so I think as Dawn and Runyak are finishing up, this like big ass wolf is gonna come out of the darkness. But I need to switch over to another scene first. So remind me that that's a thing.
Go ahead.
So meanwhile, out on the tundra, a line of orcs is making their way through the snow with some big ass like dire boars blazing a trail ahead. So they've got these like snowplow pigs in the front, and then the orcs are just like marching together behind them. Lash, where are you in the column?
Lash is probably somewhere more towards the middle, like middle frontish.
Okay. What are you doing? Just keeping a lookout for danger? You on duty?
Keeping a lookout for danger. Yep, keeping a lookout for danger, marching in stride, keeping moving.
Are you singing
eyes
along?
everywhere. Probably a little bit, but not nearly as loud as others.
Okay. So if you're off to the side, then you probably see one of the riders coming back astride his war pig, and he comes down. Do you hail him?
Yeah.
Okay, you hail him. He comes over and he slams his fist into his chest. Captain Lash.
What word do you have?
We're close. Many dwarves. The Goliaths are here. And there's something on the far bank. It looks like monsters.
What kind of monsters?
Horned monsters, devils maybe.
I have a small eye twitch. Are you sure of this?
Yes, Captain.
Deep sigh. So, Lash is more towards the middle. Would she know where whoever she's in charge with is?
Yeah, probably.
Because Lash doesn't know this, but Sibs knows that that's probably the Tors.
So do you want to go
So
to...
Lash is probably...
Go ahead.
Lash is going to just go up to her, to the High House head.
Yeah, so
and-
who
wait.
is the leader of the High House of Darkriver? I don't remember.
I'm trying to find the name
Or
right
Dim
now,
Watcher,
but
rather.
I'm... Dim Watcher, yeah, that was the name.
Was it
Hell.
was it Molog?
It was Molog.
Okay, Molog. So you see Molog, big like ogre-blooded orc, huge tusk on his lower lip. He's riding in like a palanquin, being pulled by a couple of pigs. He's got his big like axe on his side, and he's like drumming it on the side of the palanquin to keep the cadence. You come up to him and he turns. Lush!
Sir, one of the scouts came back. They saw the moot, but it sounds like there are monsters afoot.
Huh. Then there is battle.
Aye.
What monsters? Dragons?
Spoke of horns. He assumed devils.
Dwarves and devils. Durgar. And then he like raises his axe above his
Snarl.
head and just shouts the word darklings. And there's like a big like whooping cheer and axes come out. We march to battle!
Oh god, they aren't even fighting the humans, they're gonna fight everyone else.
Right?
But I'm not there.
It's almost like kids throwing yet another wrench into the works.
So Lash, do you join in the war cheer?
She does.
Okay. The cheer is cut off abruptly as people like stutter to a stop. And Molog like thumps his axe on the side of the palanquin. It's like, we are not resting. And someone is like pushing through the crowd. What do you do?
Turn towards whoever's pushing towards the crowd.
You see a dwarf in plate mail armor like pushing through. Out of the way, you louts, all of you! I need to speak with someone in charge.
In retrospect, maybe I shouldn't have sent the hothead to talk to the hotheads.
I know, right?
It's such a good idea.
Yeah, so you see this out of breath dwarf like push her way up to the palanquin. What do you do?
Hold on a minute. Who are ya?
I need to get the name.
Driga.
Yeah, I know.
Driga.
Driga of Clan Nivogira. Why?
And what brings you out here?
Handle this, Captain.
Where?
So yeah, Driga like pushes over to you.
So, who am I addressing, and who's the big lad in the saddle there? Whew, you're farther out than the scout made it seem. Look,
Captain Lash of House Dark Driver of the High House Dim Watcher.
Right.
That would be the head of our house. Molong.
you need to turn around, all of you.
I'm sorry, repeat.
You and all of your kin need to turn around.
Further explanation.
A waste of time, Captain. Tie her up! Bunch of orcs start like advancing on the dwarf.
No, hang on, wait a minute.
And she's like pushed to the ground and relieved of her weapons. We don't parley with devil worshippers.
Devil, what?
Our scout came back with word of large beings with horns.
She's being like bound hand and foot. She's like got a gag put in her mouth.
Gag her.
Take the gag out of her mouth.
I think there's been a misunderstanding.
Then explain.
The humans are here already.
Immediately all the orcs like stop. What did you say?
I said the Umar arrived before you did.
What do you do, Lash?
Lash looked to the dwarf, looked to her chief, looks to the dwarf, looks to the chief. Can't really make a call about this one.
See, we gave you lot a date to arrive, and it's further on than today, with the intent that the humans would come and drink and trade and leave before you arrived. You're too early. And before you ask, I don't know anything about devils.
Molag is like thoughtful. You know that Molag cannot turn the other tribes around. There's nothing that Molag can do for like the Oakrender and the Deep Shade. Like he can't do anything about them.
You came to just high house dim watcher.
I came to the first person with power.
Hold no power over the others.
Can you at least untie me?
And Molag like tosses his head and they untie her.
Right.
What tribe do the humans belong to?
I don't bloody know.
Captain,
Aye.
your thoughts.
We were invited.
If the humans
think our
fight,
best-
They're not going to fight yet. We're all here to celebrate. We don't want to fight.
if the humans fight, we will answer. Elsewise,
Lash nods in agreement.
take my word to the others, Captain. I have spoken.
Yes, sir.
So you turn.
And-
Where do you go?
Goes down the line explaining what's happening.
Okay, so let's do that, right? So you go down the line. Right behind you is the Oakrenders. So you go up to the leader of the Oakrenders. What do you say?
So Sibs, as the player, is a little uncertain here, but
Okay.
from what I'm understanding, we were told to arrive on one date and we came early, so they're asking us to turn back. And the answer is fuck no.
The answer is fuck no. But the humans are here. If the dwarves keep the peace, there won't be none. But if the humans start, the orcs will finish.
Wait, yeah.
Okay, So you go down the
Yeah,
line. I think you get stopped by the deep shade.
Of course, because it's fucking deep
Because it's fucking deep shade. You say that, and you see, like, 3 dudes go running off into the snow immediately. And the leader of the deep shade, like, sneers at you, like, "You gone soft, Lash."
And starts walking again.
You just gonna leave? Just like, nope, not dealing with your shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know that the deep shade is gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
What do you do with that information?
Are they the last people in the group?
No, but we can say you inform everyone, but then you have the knowledge that, like, oh, deep shade's gonna cause trouble.
From everyone here on after, she tells them, keep an eye on deep shade.
Okay. Alright. Can you make a persuasion check for me, please?
Yep, give me 1 minute.
More like deep shite, am I right?
Yeah, right. Okay, so you let them know to keep an eye on deep shade. They're not super keen on the idea, but fair enough. So you guys, like, keep pushing on, and you're met at the gate of the moot grounds by a bunch of dwarves. Like, a large amount of dwarves. Like, a couple of contingents worth of dwarves. Like, there are soldiers here.
Of course.
And the vizier, like, walks out real slow, and the other, like, tribal houses come forward. And I'm assuming Lash is in the color guard, is that right?
Yeah, Lash is, like, up there.
I figured. So you like, step forward, and you're privy to this conversation. In Orcish, the head dwarf says, "We welcome ye, kindred of the Star Metal Hills. May your axes stay sharp, and your fury glow brightly."
Where are the humans, dwarf?
I was getting to that.
Get to it.
So, the humans have arrived. The Umar came before you did. Did my scout not explain things?
Speak!
Right, so, I have it on good authority that if ye keep yourselves to yourselves and enjoy the moot, the Umar will do the same. And it is certainly the responsibility of Gauntlgrim to...
We will camp, and we will feast!
Right, of course. We've a spot for you down by the river here.
We'll camp with the humans.
I'm sorry? I don't think that's
pardon,
the
fuck?
best idea.
We will camp beside the humans.
Lash gets two of what?
If you think that's wise, chieftain, alright. If you kindly wait here.
No!
Right. Soldiers, fall in!
Aye, sir.
And yeah, the soldiers, like fall in around the orcs, and there's this... So, all of the rest of you see this procession of orcs marching through the moot. And before anything becomes of this, we have to cut back over to Kelio coming up on Runyak and Breaking Dawn. So, Runyak and Breaking Dawn, you guys are finishing your conversation. The orcs have not arrived quite yet, and you see this dire wolf come out of the shadows. It's a black dire wolf. You don't see Kelio at first. What do you do? Brown dire wolf. I mean, it's nighttime. It's black.
I mean, yeah.
What do you do?
It is a beast.
Speak up, Gamzee.
It is a beast.
Aye, but it does not seem to want harm.
Not.
At some point, Kilio sits up.
Yep. So a halfling just appears on the wolf's back. Breaking Dawn, you have never seen a halfling before.
An extra little one.
A baby human.
Rushborn.
What did Breaking Dawn say?
Freshborn.
It's a tiny on a wolf.
Hello. I'm trying to remember Cookie's character's name. Runyak?
Runyak.
Yeah.
Hello, Runyak.
It is good to see you, Wolfwalker.
Breaking Dawn snorts in surprise. The newborn speaks.
I'm not a child, just small.
I'm not a child, Breaking Dawn. Yes, you are.
I'm not a child, I'm just small. Very.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
I'm Kilio Wolfwalker of Clan Roche.
That's a Goliath
Breaking
clan.
Dawn. I know, I think he starts, and then he starts, like, going through the spiel again, and he stops. You are of the Goliath.
She nods. As if this should... as if, why should this be a surprising thing?
Breaking Dawn is having this moment of... small.
It's the opposite reaction everyone has to Breaking Dawn.
It's the fucking meme of, you, explain your smallness. Well, basically, I'm potat.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Pretty much.
And I think she turned her attention to Runyak because she came to see the humans.
Right.
Yep.
You're welcome to come and eat with the Goliaths. We have plenty of food from our hunt before we arrived.
Thanks for the invitation, but
You and your kin.
yes, I'm aware that there is something that is going down right now, though, little one.
Yes, that's the point, Kilio.
Yeah. That... that is the point.
Oh, I see. Yes. I think that they would be delighted to get their share of meat.
I think Kilio nods and gestures over to where her Alma's cart is.
Yeah.
Over there.
Would we still be within, like, shouting distance of my kids?
I mean, everything is within shouting distance at the moon. Like, it's a big open plain. Like, yeah.
Everything
Fair.
is in shouting distance, especially when you factor in Tors and Goliaths.
Goliath,
into the
yeah.
mix.
And orcs, for
Yeah.
that matter.
So I think
Yeah.
Runyak's gonna turn back to the human's cap, and in Redheadyk, or however you say the language, is, my kin, the Goliaths are offering meat.
So yeah, like a bunch of them start moving towards you. Not all of them, and as soon as they get close enough, one of them, I don't even know who it is, just some random ass human, says, in common, in like full display of the dwarves and Kilio and Breaking Dawn, says, "What about the fucking orcs, Elder?"
Oh my god! What is that?
Please, no.
I fucking took out half of the Vom crew with that. Holy shit.
Well done.
If only you could give yourself inspiration, Bard.
Yeah, right?
Well done.
I think Breaking Dawn looks to them and then looks to Runyak. The ungrown has a point.
I am aware, Dawn.
Ungrown is the wrong term, but I'm still curating.
It'll work. It'll work.
Yeah. If I do not want bloodshed here. We were brought for celebration, and I do not want to turn this place into a war zone.
Make a persuasion check.
Safer among those that are just as strong.
We're strong.
Persuasion.
Stronger than you, halfling.
And I am strongest still. You will not cause trouble.
Oh, shit.
Fucking hell.
Make an intimidation check, Don.
Oh my god.
Does he get advantage for being ridiculous?
He does, yes. So, he squints at you. Alright. But if they started, we're not just gonna let them kill us, right, Alda?
Of course not. If they dare to lay a single finger on any of you, then it shall be their heads on our pikes.
You get just like a bunch of like Viking war cries from that. And about this point, I think it's when the horn sounds across the camp. And you all look up and you see, the orcs, flanked by dwarves on every side, marching right the fuck towards you.
Oh no. Okay. There's like underneath her breath. Fuck.
Have Hallowstone ever like saved orcs before?
Probably.
Is it well enough to have ever gotten an explanation on the different houses?
You know that they are different houses. You probably could not recognize them by sight.
Okay.
Oh, look, we found the devils.
Right?
Oh god.
Actually, no, that's a question I want to ask.
What's up?
Upon seeing Breaking Dawn, is it kind of like clear that this isn't a devil and someone needs to get their shit smacked?
Probably.
You mean like the Goliath that saw Kilio's wolf and was like, wolf?
Yes, but
so
worse, because
you
because
have
devils.
a more pressing problem than that, Lash. Which is when you try to go through the orc camp or the Goliath camp, you're stopped. It's like a scene from the movie Grease. There's like 15 Goliaths, 3x5, blocking the path. Tough guy finger snapping.
Oh my god.
And the dwarves are like, clear the way, they're guests of Gauntlgrim.
We're not moving. They can turn around and leave.
Oh my god.
We're guests just as much as you.
I think Tor, like, we see that it's Tor. You have no idea who Tor is, Flash. We see him, like, roll one of his shoulders.
Turn back if you know what's good for you.
I will do no such thing, and the High House Dim Watcher will do no thing.
Molag, like, pushes himself up from his palanquin.
Who are you to speak this way? Your mother, what of it?
Oh dear. Oh,
Like,
no.
Breaking Dawn, Runyak, and Kilio, you can hear all of this.
Fuck.
Don't make this
Dawn-
difficult. Your guests here too. Clear the way.
I think Breaking Dawn starts stepping forward.
Okay. Somebody
This is a
from the back of the
celebration.
Goliath column like makes a noise, and half of them turn around.
celebration, you shall cease your troublemaking.
Tor looks over his shoulder. Little sister told us how to solve the problem. We're solving it.
Oh dear. Fuck.
You are solving it wrong.
I think Killia's gonna start making her way over.
Okay.
You need to put the stuff in this box, not
Okay.
that box.
So, Runyak, you start walking forward, and all of you, because you're all here, because apparently fear got sounded off, so all of you are here, but Lash especially, you hear somebody in the orc column shout, Schumann!
Kill.
Molag is looking at Runyak, like, across the field of Goliaths, just, like, squinting at Runyak.
Just that slow-mo Runyak walk, him stare down, Runyak walk, him stare down.
Yes, absolutely.
Lash just staring as well.
I think Kilio has one of her wolves, like, you know, like the turn sideways protectively in front of someone?
Yes.
Thing? In front of Runyak.
So I think Tor sees you, and he says, Little sister, the dwarves are gonna kick us out. Like, in that, like, what do we do? Like, solve it, Kelio.
Oh boy.
You're the smart one.
Okay.
We're not going to kick you anywhere if you bloody move.
Are the orcs gonna be causing problems with the humans? She says to the dwarf.
Can I just mention how frustrating all of this is? Probably is to
right?
Dwarves are probably like.
There is one problem group, and they keep to themselves. We don't have this issue. This is stupid.
Yeah, right. So
this is all of the problem children throwing a tantrum.
So the dwarf says,
the conductor, the counselor, has it on good authority that the
he looks over his shoulder. The Skoon
are going to be on their best behavior.
So, Runyak, you hear the sound that you don't want to hear. From behind you,
It's
you hear...
the battle horn.
No, you hear...
Oh.
What good is the word of an orc? You know that
Lash
voice.
immediately tenses.
Yeah, so you see that there's like maybe 50 human pups behind Runyak with like axes and shields.
Fuck.
Inhale, exhale.
Oh my god.
What's the word they use to refer to Runyak?
Alder.
Alder. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna do something.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I think on top of Stoneclaw, the biggest wolf Kilio has.
Right.
She's gonna turn around to like all 50 of them. Can't you listen to your elder? Go eat with the Goliaths while we handle this.
There's an army. Use your eyes.
And use your brains.
Kelio, make a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay. Gotta get to my thing. I have like 4 sheets open, I'm sorry.
I have like 8, so get on my level.
Fuck it, closed it.
Good job.
GG.
Persuasion. With advantage.
Okay, good. May I recommend that Kelio says Tor take care of them and gestures at the humans?
Yes.
Because that solves 2 problems.
Yes, it does. Tor, take care of them.
Right, little sister. Come on, guys.
And he turns and he like brushes past the dwarves, and the humans start to object, and Tor is like,
Ale, stories, smoked meat, women, come on!
Oh no!
It was only most of that was starting to get to them. It's the mention of women that gets them.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
There's a pause.
I mean,
and,
it is the
and
Olympics.
I think one of I think it's Tiger Princess. I think it's Eldred. She says, "Are you going to be all right, Elder?"
Yes, my kin, I will be fine. And if I'm not, you will be the first to know. And
And then
see
she casts a baleful look at the orcs, which lands right on Lash. And then the Goliaths start to like lead the humans away.
Right. Now, Aldar Eriksson, if you'll move aside, we will take our Skoon guests to their camp.
And where may that be?
Beside you, mutt.
Of course they couldn't be on the opposite side of the camp. They had to be right next to each other.
I mean, they probably reserved the same space for both of them.
Oreg from beside you, Firga, says,
Don't look at me, I didn't do it.
You mind ours, and you mind yours.
You sure you can keep your children under safe wraps, Chiefin?
You dispute us. We are unbroken, whelp.
And we are unfazed.
the dwarves are looking at each other like, oh shit.
I was just glaring this man down like, fucker, keep talking.
If you lot so much as even dare to touch one of my kin, it will be your head delivered to your kin.
Do not make threats. We are here as guests. We are unbroken.
Hey, that's a good point. You are both guests. Isn't there something about hospitality?
We're here to celebrate, to not fight.
Driga nudges you, Firga.
Hey, Firga.
She's just got a look on her face like, I don't know why I said that.
You think he means something by unbroken?
What was that lady's name? Because this is the one that talked to me before, right?
No. The one who talked to you before was not Grianian. She's the sergeant at arms. She's not here.
I think Dawn like points to one of the dwarves. You said there was to be a fight. Something of.
I love the idea that he points at Firga.
Right, like there was mention of a fight, a tournament.
Hey, the Ring of Valor. It's supposed to be tomorrow.
I think he turns and says, like, if there is to be bad will at this celebration, let it be held off till the fight.
Make a persuasion check. Okay. So Molag says,
You demand we prove ourselves. Do you make the same of the humans?
I do.
I think Brugnac's gonna look at Breaking Dawn, give a nod, look back at Moreg.
Molag.
Oh, a Moleg.
Very
Is this
well.
acceptable to you?
We will fight on the terms.
I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the word. English is failing me. Host, that's the word I wanted.
We will fight on the terms of our host. Let us pass.
Think Helio ushers her wolves out of the way. Just like over to the side.
Brunyak, do you move?
Yeah, I'll move.
Okay. So the dwarves start to pass by. Every single orc in this line of like 1,000 orcs is doing the fucking water tribe face at you. Brunyak. Every single one of them.
Oh my god. This is something else.
Cal.
Politics are fun.
Yep, right? So,
Yay, age-old tension.
as the orcs are passing, Brunyak, a dwarf stops in front of you. He says,
You might want to go and talk to the Kandatargar.
The who?
The counselor. The one with the funny hat.
Alright.
Funny.
So, we're just about out of time, but if I may, I would like to skip forward a little bit because there's one more scene I'd like to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's right.
So, everybody files into the stands around the arena a little bit later. And we can fade back to something else if we need to. But everybody is like in their respective spot on the bleachers. The Goliaths are on one side of bleachers, the orcs are on another, etc., etc. The dwarves have these really cool, like, lens-based lanterns that they can use as spotlights. So those, like, click on
Nice.
like floodlights and go down to a stage, a wooden stage where we see the, like, dwarvish bigwigs sitting around or standing around. And one of the dwarven like rune speakers like casts thaumaturgy on the counselor, and he raises his voice and he says,
Everyone here is kin. Some of you by blood, some of you by deed. Gauntlgrim put out a call, and all have answered. Gauntlgrim brings you bounty of the earth and the fields. Ye come from far to trade, drink, eat well, and prove yourselves. Many of ye know that Gauntlgrim sponsors tasks at this moot, while we make memories and strengthen the bonds of our people. Our chosen sweat and bleed to prove themselves. Tonight, we will start with the Great Hunt, for we will need what is in for the Ring of Valor, where the chosen will be tested and the strong will be reforged. Bring forth the champion's prizes.
and a cart is wheeled in. As Counselor Greymaster talks, the various prizes are revealed, and the first thing is brought out. It's this gigantic stone claymore. It takes 3 dwarves to carry it. It's got these glowing orange runes in it. It seems to be carved out of one piece of stone and then sharpened to a blade and wrapped in leather. And he says,
For those under the care of the great mother of the earth will spend their days in the frozen seas. Chief Far Mountain brings you the claymore of Spring's Thaw. May it serve the champion of your people well. Another dwarf brings out a like a wrapped bundle and an armor stand, and he sets the armor stand up beside the podium, and he unfurls this like white and blue ribbed cloak. And he says, from the Reghead men, the elders have brought forth something truly legendary. The hide of Ingelok Astimzilian, the Scourge of the North. Crafted into a cloak. May the champion never feel the cold of winter. From the Star Metal Hills and the spine of the world, Clan Aurora brings you the banner of the Northern Lights. And another orc brings out a war banner. It seems to be just completely white, but it shines like pearlescently. And he thunks it down, and he says, may it carry your story forward always. And may the high houses never wane. From Goldengren, from the Thane's own stores, the ale of the sunken or the shield of the sunken cask brings out like a shield that many like people have seen as Brunor's legendary shield. It's like a half moon shape almost, and it's got a frothing pint as the emblem. May it serve as a place in the Thane's court, and for everyone to know that you are champion of Goldengren. From our brothers in the north, the Watchers of the Peaks, and those who travel the high trails, Clan Grow, who I believe is among you, had something for your champion, but it has not yet made its way into the hands of Goldengren. Will you bring forth your prize, brothers? From the Goliath section, a male Goliath comes walking down. He's wearing a big like bear skin cloak, and he's got markings on his face similar to Sockham's. The red markings in the like geometric patterns. He comes up to the stage, and he says, Clan Grawl has not recovered from a theft that we suffered many moons ago. The means of remaking that which was stolen from us is forgotten. We do not have a prize for our champion. But one of our brothers in the clans, will one of you take this honor from Clan Grawl
Immediately, there is chaos among the Goliaths. You hear...
No one.
What?
To of no one.
No. You hear...
No, to the surprise of no one.
Oh, the pride of no one, yeah. Clan Tars will give gold! As much as the hero can carry. Clan Roche will give a loyal companion. Clan Bryn will forge the armor of legend, or the strength of arms unmatched. While they're shouting over each other, the scholar with the big book, the older Goliath woman with the like white braids and the like blue
one
and
that fireballed the worm.
he's like walking down out of the stands. And when people see that she's like walking across the field, they stop arguing. And she turns and she says, Clan Valdak will take this honor. And the Goliath on the stage like bows his head. He says, "What do you offer our champion, sister?" And she reaches into her cloak and she pulls out a dagger. It's an ornamented dagger in a hilt. The hilt has a chain on it. The handle of the dagger looks like a crow feather, and it's curved a little bit. It's a big dagger. Immediately, the Goliaths in the front are like whispering to each other, and it like echoes back along the glass. Everybody else is like, "What the fuck is that?" You hear Telio. It reaches you. They're whispering about Owl's Pinion.
Owl's Pinion.
And she holds the dagger up, and she says, Clan Valdak will offer the gift of the Great One, but only to the worthy. And she turns and she offers it up to the Goliath on the stage. He takes it reverently in both hands, and he looks at it, and he says, Sister, are you sure? And she nods sharply, and he nods back, and he like grips the dagger, and he holds it out to the dwarf, and he says, Clan Grawl offers Owl's Pinion to our champion. Kelio, can you make a history check, please?
I sure will. Gotta find history.
Why did Breaking Dawn just shout eyes in all caps?
Okay, that was supposed to be me.
Right, but what does it mean?
It's the eyes emoji in
Oh,
Discord.
it's the eyes emoji. Got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And that came when you were describing the guy that surprisingly looks similarly to Sato.
Well, Goliaths don't look that different. They're all bald.
I
Like,
know, but still.
Ball.
So,
I mean, they
Helio,
make their home on Bald Mountain.
No, I'm rolling. I'm not gonna say numbers, but I'm rolling really well today.
you are. With that roll, you know the legend. Owl's Pinion was literally shed from the spirit of Owl, supposedly. And it grants whoever carries it, like, magical affinity. It allows the learned to strike like the quick and move without a sound. Owl looks over the scholars and the keepers of the runes, but also those who draw blood in silence.
Oh.
This is a major arcana.
Wizards to rogues to.
Oh my god.
This is basically the equivalent of somebody being like, we offer the manger that Jesus was born in. Like, that's basically what this is. Like, it's a divine artifact.
Yeah, holy fuck.
That clan just rocked up and offered the most badass piece of.
And the thing about it is that's gonna stay within the clans. Because only a Goliath can win this prize.
Correct.
Ooh.
We are all determined to get our respective items.
So,
yeah.
so the dwarf like takes the dagger and he nods, and the two Goliaths go back to their seat, and he says, "So be it. To our brothers from the northern peaks, to your champion goes Owl's Pinion. Please forgive if we are not familiar with the significance of this artifact, but I trust it is important. Glory awaits you." And with that, this moot is called to order. And he strikes his like iron staff on the ground, and it like sparks, and a big crack goes off. And like the dwarven band starts playing, and the dwarves like start stomping and cheering, and it's all overshadowed by the fact that a tent off to the left like fucking explodes.
Oh,
like
wait.
this big ceremony, and then like a tent where nobody is currently just goes up, and everybody like whips around like, what the fuck? And the vizier like holds the staff out like, Adwaram! And the soldiers like start running over. Dwak, would you like to introduce your character?
Oh, hi.
Wolfie is doing a giggle.
I am.
Do you need a minute?
Yes. Okay. So, hello. Hi. I'm Wolf.
So you stepped through the portal, and you stepped out in a rush of energy that apparently blew a tent upwards.
Yep. That's fun.
So why don't you describe your character for us?
Is there like a fire of like an energy blast or something?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I am Duak Kumi, and I am a firstborn dwarf.
Which is what?
Who is a construct. Yeah.
What do you
I'm
look
here
like?
now.
What do you look like?
I am made of stone. I am stone dwarf.
So this stone dwarf is standing amid like a bunch of crates and stuff. You're quickly surrounded by dwarvish soldiers.
Oh boy.
And then they see that you're a firstborn, and they immediately bow their heads. Do you say anything?
I come in peace.
And that's the last shot of the episode.
My god. Of course you say I come in peace.
I was about to say, that's pretty metal, but you're made of rock.
Heyo. Let's do some shout-outs, guys. Do it in long form, because this is the first episode. Nightfall, start us off, please.
Okay. I am Nightfall. Wait, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello? Okay.
Yes.
Hello, I am Nightfall the Kitsune. I am part of the admin team. I do stuff and things around the channel. You can always find me on the Discord if you need to message me or poke me for anything. One day I hope to get back into streaming, but that time won't happen for a long, long time. I am also in another game of kits called ITW, which you can watch on Sundays. Hopefully, we should be doing a thing this Sunday. So if you enjoyed what you saw here, go there as well.
Did you have fun tonight, Nightfall?
I did.
Good. Wolf, give us a shout-out.
Hi, I'm Night Miss Okami, aka Wolfie. I am part of the admin team, and I hang around in Kids Channel. If you ever need anything, just let me know. Give me a poke, and yeah.
I got you in on episode 1. You're welcome.
Hell yeah!
I was very surprised.
Cookie, give us a shout-out.
Hello, I am Extinct Bacon, also known as Cookie. I am somebody who just chills around the shrine because, honestly, I got nothing better to do. So, yeah, if you ever want to talk to me about stuff or just want general questions answered, hit me up. And also, hopefully soon, I am going to be venturing into the world of creating polyhedral dice sets.
We need to have a conversation about that immediately. In the meantime, did you have fun tonight?
I had a blast tonight. This is a great first time experience.
Cool. Sibs, can you give us a shout out, please?
I can. Hi, my name is Sibs143. I'm an artist and stagehand for Kit's Discord server and for the Twitch channel. I can be found lurking in most places, though recently life has gotten very busy for me. I hopefully will have the final phase of the Fox Bards logo done sooner rather than later, but other than that, if you ever need to find me, I'm always lurking somewhere, or if you want to talk in private, you can hit me up in DMs.
Did you have fun tonight, Sibs?
Absolutely. I will promise I'll try to have my audio situation fixed by Tuesday.
Awesome. It wasn't bad tonight, so that's good. You got something going for you there. Gamzee, give us a shout out while your mic is open.
You say as it closes. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, I'm Guy Gamzee, the bard in training, gaining a little more experience with every single show. I do so hope you enjoyed this episode, this premiere of Voices of the Mountain.
Excuse me, sorry.
Bless you.
Sorry.
I knew there would be a second one. That's why.
There's always a second one, yeah.
Where was I? If you enjoyed what I did, you can find me on 2 other of Kit's shows. The Sunday show of Into Waterdeep and the Tuesday show of Crown of Fangs.
You've also got the February Open Dice Night slot.
I was just about to mention, I'll also be hosting my own game using the Fox's stage come February. A game using the Deadland system called Wild Cards. I hope you show up, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your night.
Did you have fun tonight, Gamzee?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Birch Mila, finish us out, please.
Hey, I'm Birch Mila, aka Gracie. I do a lot of art and things for Kit's channel, and I also love tabletops. So if you like either of those things, or just want to pun with me for a while, give me a poke.
How's the game jam going?
I got all the pieces in place. Now I gotta do some blind testing and actually write the rulebook.
Good luck. For
Thanks.
my part, as always, I am the sharp-eyed Kitsune, the teller of tales and the weaver of mysteries, the masked bard. This is a channel that is devoted to lore and storytelling, world-building, role-playing, and discussions of those things. So if that's to your fancy, you're in excellent company here, and I do hope that you enjoyed your time with us. I stream every single day that my health permits me to do so, but this premiere damn near killed me, so I'm going to be taking tomorrow off. But I'll be back on Saturday with the return of DL Simber, where we're going to be taking a look at games we've already played through and finished, but have had content updates and otherwise stories we want to take a look at. So that's what we're going to be doing, celebrating all this month, but we'll be back with more Voices of the Mountain every week on Thursday nights, starting this week. So if you want more of this crew, be here next week. We'd love to have you. And we have plenty of tabletop content between now and then if you want different stories as well. And if you want to catch up on those stories, it's all on our YouTube archives. For now, it's been a show. And so it's time for me to get out of here. But as always, I'd like to leave you with these parting words. From myself, my keepers, and those joining me on the stage this evening to all of you, the regulars, the followers, the newcomers, and the lurkers. Whether you're just having a seat by the fire or you've got a running tab at the bar, remember, there's always more stories to tell. And hopefully, I'll see you all next time for the next installment of Voices of the Mountain and a new chapter. Good night, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, and hope to see you again soon.